Morning, practicing my let go techniques.
What is that? What is
So,
what are
you
the
know,
let go techniques?
I just sit in the sunlight and then I'm drinking my cup of love. And of course, the bees come flying around.
Okay.
I like that.
As
You're in
they
the
do.
sunlight, they see the shiny, sexy black young guy.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, look at this light over here. This looks like a nice flower, right? And they start flying and buzzing around you and they land in your mouth and your ears and
Oh,
all over
man.
you. And it's like you can react, you can just be still and let go.
Okay, so you
Sure
just
do.
let them eat you alive.
They just do what they do. There's no
What's up,
eating.
man? Yeah, man. So we got a special guest with us today. As they actually all of our guests are special, but this
Hey.
one's special in particular because he is the man who does not age. Literally, like you look at him, you're like he must be like 30 years old or something.
I say
35.
30. I just say 30.
Yeah. He's almost 30 for the second time. Ladies and gentlemen,
I like that.
we got Wayne Christopher, the CEO of BU, which
Yes,
is his
yes.
brand.
Yes,
And
indeed.
we're going to definitely dive into that.
Yes.
But he's also a very interesting man. He's got a lot of talents and amazing energy. Don't touch me.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Nah, just
Microphone
kidding.
check. It's all
Okay,
good.
yeah. But yeah, so thank you guys for joining the producer pod. So yeah, let's just dive
Let's get
into
down.
it, man. So
Let's get down to the
yeah, man. So
business.
so you, wait, so from what I understand, is your peak hours. What are your peak hours?
Yeah, it's crazy. With before we get into the story, I'll give you like the middle of the story. So for many years, I was waking up at 3:14,
Okay.
and then I was like, why am I waking up at 3:14 in the morning? Which is what BU is made from. It's made from that number.
Right.
So apparently, in the afternoon, it's the same thing. Around 2:40, 2:50, I start yawning, which most people do during the day if they're working, right?
Yeah.
But 3 o'clock, I'm out. 3:14, it's over.
You just go
So,
to sleep at 3:14.
Yeah, I can't even fight the feeling, bro. I just go to sleep.
That's
So
just-
no, it's
okay.
been a thing. It showed up. It actually showed up in my life, man.
Sorry, I
in
just
high
have
school.
to set the timer real
No, it's
quick.
all good.
Just because the camera's turned off.
Sure.
All
Okay.
right, there we go.
No, but it showed up in my life during high school, so it was a problem. I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? So one day
What, like being tired?
no, sleeping all the time. They call
Oh.
that narcolepsy. So
Oh, okay.
I went to the doctor and they said I got narcolepsy. I'm like, okay. If you're a young person, you're gonna be like, oh, you're a doctor. Okay, I guess I have what you said I have. So after this last 10 years during the journey, I realized it was all vibrational.
Okay.
You know, so if you're a parent out there and your kid is not moving or doing things the way they're supposed to do it, it doesn't mean that they have a neurological problem. You don't got to give them pills and send them off somewhere.
Right.
They might want to take a look at the vibrational aspect of that individual. It's deeper than what you think or what they say. So it's deep. So.
I see. Okay. So
So not to cut you off. So what happens is, because my vibrational flow, just happens to be 639 with the sun. I go up, and then when the sun's going down, I go down. I go up, and it's just like that. Circadian rhythms, just like that, bro.
where
Very
did you
interesting.
learn this from?
Because I was lost, and I just found it through my last 10 years. That's where I found it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but so where were you
Yeah,
10 years ago?
Yeah, 10 years ago, I was
Yeah.
I just gotten fired from a job, and the thing is, when you're trying to manage health, right, family, kids, all that stuff, what tends to happen is, you don't have time for yourself, right?
Right.
The bills and bills and the bills, it just keeps coming, right? And so eventually, I was like, you know what, man, I'm not gonna put 60 hours into a corporation and 2 into myself for fitness. That doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't
didn't
make
add up.
sense. Yeah. So I just said, F that, and I'm just going to put all that time into me. That's what I did. I
So you
went all
became
in.
an entrepreneur at that point. Well, how old were you then?
No, I was like 42, man. I went all in on self, which is
Oh,
very
wow.
courageous.
It is.
Yeah, unemployed, that kind of thing, Got to ask the boss lady for $20. What you need $20 for? Fuck.
Yeah.
I said, okay, forget it. I don't want to, I do without it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Stuff like that. But yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
Crazy
you have
story.
kids too?
I got kids, 2 girls, teens.
Okay.
They're driving themselves crazy now. Thank the Lord. They drive themselves to school. That's what
Okay,
I meant
that's
by that.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, and probably crazy too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you started your journey being an entrepreneur when you were 40s. What were you doing before that? You do any like weird side
no.
jobs or
yeah,
anything
yeah,
like
great
that?
question, man. Side jobs. I mean, the real deal is I was in the mortgage business for like 20 years. I'm still in the game a little bit, but I kind of just faded away. I just kind of like do what my heart serves and what's in my heart,
Be
basically.
a little bit louder.
Yeah, I just do what's in my heart, brother. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
Damn, this thing's heavy. So, I was in the mortgage game for a long time.
Wait, it needs to be right. Hold on 1 second. It needs to be right in your face.
Yeah. Right in the face. Bomber, yeah. I could say that. Bomber clat, man. Just got punched. This thing is so weird, bro. Gotta set it back somewhere right there.
It needs to be
All right.
right there.
Microphone checker. Yeah, so what was I saying? I was the mortgage business, started in 2001, and then I eventually got a real estate license. So I was doing that. I was doing pretty good. And this is the time back in the day, for many years, where I would say I had everything. Because I had 10 houses. I had the Range Rovers.
Louder.
I had the Range Rovers. I had 10 houses.
Okay, that's what
I had everything.
Some
you know what I
energy,
mean?
yeah.
That's right. I had everything. And so, the money was coming in. It was all good, man. So apparently, I didn't have everything.
Why is that?
Well, I didn't have myself because I was so busy, right? Money, get the things, the stuff to make you happy. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So within the last 10 years, this is where I found everything. Now I have nothing, but I have everything.
You have freedom.
That's really how I coined that. That's right, freedom. Real freedom, which is self-love. That feeling that carries you on every day and you're vibing high on that 639 vibration of love.
And you're doing something you care about. You're doing something you believe in.
More passionate about it. Yeah, that's right. So it's deep.
That's awesome. So you created this brand. Well, what is the brand called? Like, so you got the BU. I see you have the shirt, the BU, and I know you even designed your own shoes.
Yes.
They are so sick.
Yes, it's fearless. I love it. So BU is it's very deep, man. So we're about to go down the rabbit hole.
All right.
So it's made from the number 314. So for many years, as I stated earlier, I was seeing that number 314, right? I'm like, why am I waking up at 314? This is crazy. And this is years of that, like not 2, like 5, 7, 10, something to that effect. And so eventually, the last 9 years when I did this journey, spiritual fitness journey, I call it, I found out I was born in the center of the circle. Oh, that happens to be June and July. And I'm like, it was just that kind of
Realization.
Introspecting realization. Yeah, just realizing, okay, this is pretty deep. The center of the circle is my birthday. So June 30, 72, when you look at those numbers in Vortex Math, that's like 639, the frequency of love. I'm like, okay, this is why as a kid I was so nice. All my friends, they're trying to holler at girls. You know what I mean? The girls are like, well, forget you. And they're like, well, F you and B's and all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, don't say that. These girls, no, be nicer.
Yeah.
That was my vibe back then, right? I'm not a fighter, man. I'm just into love, bro. That's it. So now I'm like, this is the reason I see.
This is the reason you're seeking.
The reason. The feeling I'm seeking is me. Love. Yeah. That's what it is. I've been seeking myself all along. All these years. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man. So it just continued. BU is the number 314. And like, it gets kind of scientific. So Cancer, the constellation Cancer, you're also Cancer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts on the 21st of June. And it ends on July 22nd. And 22 divided by 7 is 314. And I was like, oh, okay, this is probably why I was seeing the number 314 all the time. You know what I mean?
Your little friend
I see. Hey, no reacting there. Yeah. Most people be like, what's that? Oh, my God. I've learned, don't react.
Yeah. No, she wants just love. That's what she wants. She
that.
wants to be part of your frequency.
I like that. Yeah, so, that's how it came about, that number itself. And then I realized 639 also happens to be direct center, that yin and the yang, that flow. And so it was deep, man.
So you got into a mixture of different types of spiritualness. Like I think the yin and yang. I think that's Buddhist.
Yeah.
And then you have the frequencies. You have numerology that you're into. So how do you nourish yourself with those ideologies? Like,
bro, you ask some deep questions that are great. How do I nourish myself with the ideologies of Buddhism and
numerology?
Thank you, numerology and philosophy,
and your
spirituality,
frequencies.
Yeah, it's all deep. I think it was because many reasons. It was in pieces, right? Because I had to go through layers. And so I think I've seen a video on cymatics, sound, vibration, frequency. I think it was the salt experiment where they put salt on one of those plates.
That is cool.
And you can see the plate, the salt changing shape into different shapes based on the sound that was altered or adjusted. And I thought that was fascinating. And so from there, I saw that, sound is intelligent. And it just kind of kept going on and on through the journey. learning more about sound and water and vibrations.
Mhm.
And I think Marco Rodin, he's the one that has like a 4-hour video on. Has many videos, but there's one that's 4 hours,
Mhm.
and you have to watch it maybe 10 times to kind of understand what they're talking about with vortex math. And so I just put all the pieces together, man.
Mm.
And in my journey, I'm a dance fitness instructor, and so in this journey, I went to this one class. I think it was called Letting Go, right? It's a dance class where you kind of let go of what you think you know, and let go of the script, choreography. And so the idea is they play five. It's called Five Rhythms. They play 5 different tracks, EDM style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pumped up, So, so it's like you're moving through the universe, and you can't like copy people. You know what I'm saying? It's not the idea. So you have to let go, let your heart and the beat connect, and that's it. Whatever you feel like doing, you just do. No judging, right? No one's gonna judge you. So I went to one of those classes, and there was a young lady who gave me this this chart. It was I'll say yoga chart. It had chakras on it.
Okay.
So
What does that look like?
well, it's, the chakras are 7 spiritual. It's a chakra just mean a wheel of light, right? And there's like 7 points
Like
within the body.
your body
yeah,
all the way
7
down?
points. And I was looking at the images itself, right? The icons. I noticed it looked like the number 314. So I was like, this is interesting. So I looked deeper. I went into it. I was like, wait, this 3 looks like my 3, right? I was like, this is freaky. And then the U looked like my U on the shoe. So before I even saw this these symbols, I had already made the logo 314 6 years before that. So this was kind of like how I got into this, I guess, spiritual
Connection.
world, of this Buddhist, I guess you would say, But it's just principles I had to learn, man. Just regardless of what the words are called, you know what I mean? Because I think anybody can go through it. It's not about the words.
Yeah.
It's really about
It's been really interesting getting to know you because we all kind of find meaning in our own journey, and it's like when we're lost, we're kind of all lost for the same reason, but we find meaning in different things that gives us that groundedness. And so when I met you, you were telling me about the numerology, and it's just so foreign to my perspective because I didn't find that as a sense of groundedness, but you did. But when you find that groundedness, it's almost like we find a similar common ground of like understanding of the world, even though my understanding might be a little bit different than yours because your perspective is different. But it's like we still have like this appreciation because it's like the concepts are universal, no matter what you're into, like whatever religion you are, or the vibrations, numerology, like the meaning for things. So I think it's really interesting getting to know your perspective on that because it's so foreign to me. But I've also met other people that also identify with the numerology.
Right.
So, because I had a friend who was really into birthdays and why birthdays are certain numbers. So if my birthday's on the 5th, so that means I'm a 5. So that means I'm more free. And do you believe in that kind of stuff too?
Yeah, and when I was studying Marco's work, that's what I found and that's what I saw. These numbers, like 639, it's they have a higher vibrational. It's just from a different dimension, and it has a higher propensity on the other numbers, if that even makes sense.
A higher what?
I say propensity.
I just don't know the words.
Yeah, sorry. It's just, in general, it's higher.
Okay. Oh, it has like a elevated...
It's just higher because it's from another side, and they control these other numbers. So it's without showing, it's hard to, just say it.
How would you show it?
Well, I have it on my phone right here, by the way.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's like a chart.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll pull it out right here.
Sure. You can show it to the camera.
Show it to the cam. Make sure I don't have anything here. Right on schedule. See the camera right there?
Oh, so...
This symbol is here, the vortex map,
so
infinity
it's a circle,
symbol.
and it has lines. It's like a BMW sign.
Yeah. Vortex map, man.
We can make it... Just can see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to zoom in on that.
Yeah, I have that on my page also.
It would be crazy if that said 314.
Man, it does that sometimes.
That would be crazy. We have to wait 14 minutes.
Right,
wait 14 minutes.
You just got to flow, and that's
that
weird
would
how
be
it goes
nuts.
down. It goes down like that, like all the time. It's crazy.
So you believe
like
in
my whole life.
coincidence? Do you believe in coincidences, or do you think that everything happens for a reason?
Well, I saying it's one thing, but when the vibration does what it does, that is when two things coincide, because I match the frequency and you match the frequency. Like when I met you, right? We weren't talking about numbers and frequency. We was just talking about partying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even remember. I don't remember really.
It was years ago.
But yeah,
it was crazy.
like 10 years ago.
It was
literally.
Was it?
Yeah, man, because I wasn't into this.
No,
this
it was like
space.
5 years ago. It must have been like 5 or so. Cause
Well, 9.
I
Eight,
was-
eight, sorry.
so I'm only 31.
All right, my
okay.
bad. Okay, my math is off because I've been
Yeah.
flying high. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. It's because I didn't find myself until I was probably around 23, 24.
Sure.
You know, really just trying to find the swing of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we met around there, around 25.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing security, and you were one of the troublemakers that I would have to keep my eye on.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that today. I was like, how did I meet this guy? I remember him. He was really at the door. But eventually we merged and came together. And it wasn't until the other day you told me you were cancer. I was like, this guy.
Yeah.
That's what it does, though.
Yeah.
I normally meet, I don't know if you do this, but I normally meet people, 80% of the people I meet, they are of the water element or they're cancer. It's just what it is. It's crazy. I don't know if you've ever, like,
What is the water?
research. So March, somebody born in March or November. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? Is there?
And there's
a
just 4
significance to
elements.
it?
Well, yeah, it's like, well, you're meeting the same, it's like a repeating pattern. You know, you don't meet fire and earth people all the time. You know what I mean?
So what are those
It's
people?
not random.
So we have 4 elements. What are the elements?
I think it's fire, earth, air, water. Yeah.
And water. Okay.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for those elements, what does that mean for someone's personality or who they
I
are?
really don't know. I mean, if you basically, I'm not into that level, but if you just thought about the element itself, you can probably figure out a lot more about yourself. Like water. Water is very sensitive, right? It's life. You need it to drink, right? We see it as life itself, life force, right? Water can turn to ice. It's a solid, right? It also can be crushing, right? So it destroys. Water is literally everything. So just from that aspect, you can think about your character traits like that. And if you started looking at earth and fire, you know, it's the same. I'm sure they're all destructive, but just in those ways, if you look at things like that, you'll find some meaning there, you know?
Is that an Asian philosophy?
No, I think it's just universal.
Because I've heard that in certain Asian practices they use the elements to heal,
Yeah.
and they prefer, you know, if it's like a burn, they'll add some sort of liquid to it, like an aloe or something that you know they'll find a plant
Right.
as a response. Is like the opposite will heal each other. So you know, water will will heal fire, or you know maybe earth would heal. Oh, wind could shape the earth in a certain way.
No, I think
I
it's
guess-
all relative.
I don't know. I'd
You're
have to
saying
look
it
a little
right.
bit more into
Yeah.
it, but I do think that there's some ancient
There's
practices that
definitely,
are
yeah, you're right.
based off the elements.
No, it's all about the elements, man. Literally,
So you said that you kind of you lean away from medication and stuff. So how do you heal yourself? How do you stay so young? Because
yes,
that is a
youth.
secret. I think everyone wants to know.
The secret. They want the secret.
Yeah, apparently it's just 14 shots of caramel.
14 pumps, 3
14
shots,
yeah.
14 pumps. That's the whole song right there. 3 shots, 14 pumps. Yeah, so because I'm a dancer, my last 8 years, I went on this journey.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, I was feeling really good in the beginning of this dance platform, you know. And I kind of, you know, as you get older, you fade away from dancing. You know, I used to break dance back in the day.
Okay.
And so as you grow and you start to realize you probably not want to look like a fool in public, but you start to let go because, you know, everybody's in a box and everybody's afraid to, like, do anything uncomfortable because of the perception people might have on them, what they think. So anyway, I go to this class, I'm dancing, I'm feeling really good all the time. I'm like, man, this is great. I love it. So I just kept repeating it. Then I started looking at the things that I couldn't see, which is the feeling. Why do I feel so good? I'm broke. I have nothing, right? But I was feeling good all the time. So I just went deeper, right? And so what I realized, you know, fast forward, I realized that the body has 70% water, right? And so if you're in a studio and there's a magnet in the speakers and then it's printed loud, the music has to be not too loud and it can't be too low, right? So you can feel it has to be in the middle. So this oscillation that occurs while you're bouncing around and jumping around, the water is doing this thing, and so the magnet is, the speaker send out the frequencies, it connects with the water, because water has magnetic properties, right? It's life. And so when they connect, it changes the shape of the water, and then it crystallizes the water. So this crystallization is obviously doing something to aging. It's slowing it down, I believe, because I went through it. And not only that, you can think about it in this way. When we put food in the freezer, we're putting the food in the freezer to preserve the food from dying. So I'm like, well, this makes sense, you know? So this is kind of like how this kind of one of the things that's happened to me, I believe. I'm sure there's other things like diet
Yeah.
and
Well, how's your
fasting.
diet? Do you,
And
you, okay, you fast a lot?
Yeah. I fast now like 18 hours. So I pretty much go with the flow of the planet. You know what I mean? And also, you know, like I was saying, it's like how's the birth, the 6, 3, and the 9. That's I just live in that space. And I think Nikola Tesla did the same crazy thing, which was not crazy because he was also a Cancer. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. This guy who came up with the 369, you know, the magnificence of the number 369, you know, the keys to the universe. Yeah.
Nicholas Tesla did that?
Yeah. I mean, he had so many inventions, but he used to, you know, he studied a lot of stuff. Yeah, he was a real scientist, right? Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, man. So just
So you
looking at
fast
some of his
18
work.
years?
No, 18 years.
No, you fast for 18 hours.
Yes,
Yeah,
18
yeah.
hours. I just try to push it, you know. So that's really what it is. Like 9 o'clock at night, I might have a meal, right? And then I won't eat until the next day, till 3 o'clock. Now I push it a little bit further. You know what I mean? So we pass 18 hours, like 20, 22 sometimes.
Okay.
So I try to,
Sheesh.
I eat twice a day. Like normally 3 and 4 o'clock, I'll have a meal. 3 o'clock, I'll have a meal. Because I was
3:14.
sleeping at 3:14, so I just didn't even fight the feeling. I ate, went to sleep. Then I got up, went back to the gym. And then, of course, you go back to the gym, you're going to be tired. You got to eat again.
Right.
So this is the flow I was going with. I was going with my flow.
Right.
You know,
right.
I don't know what your flow is or another flow, but it's
Yeah,
something I studied. Yeah.
I noticed. So on Sunday, it was a pretty interesting day. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
it's
was
fun.
It was just our. So me and a buddy had this idea to build a bar, a hanging bar, and we're gonna challenge the world. Whoever could hold themselves up for 120 seconds wins $100. And you joined us that day, and it
I
was
got
really
to
awesome to see
participate.
all of our energy come together, and it was interesting to see you in such in that setting because you are such a butterfly, a social butterfly, and you meet friends everywhere.
That is true. That's
You
true.
have a speaker in your car that you have
Right. Oh my
all the
God.
time. You have microphones,
Right.
so you are constantly connecting with people. You're
Constantly.
telling people about your message, telling them about your cause,
Right.
your website.
That's
You were like,
right.
hey, you know, after you
Right.
do this, go check us
Yes,
out on.
please check us out. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the website that you?
Well, the
what's
website
that?
is beyourself314.com. And the message is I mean, the 314 is so many messages, right? 314 is the center, it's balance, right? It's the foundation. It's a step that no one can skip. It's the pathway or the doorway into the heart, which is where we live. But most people don't think about that because they're going so fast.
Yeah.
You know, you live there, and this is where home is where the heart is, right? And eventually, most people don't know that's where they got to go back. They got to go back home somewhere. I don't know, inside somewhere.
Yeah.
Who knows where that is? So you must be kind, respectful, courteous. You know what I'm saying? You got to be loving. You can't like be an a-hole. You know, you have to let go of negativity, let go of noise. You have to run away from negative people. You know, you got to run fast from those folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they will suck you into another dimension. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's important to protect your heart and just to keep your heart as light as possible and live in peace. You know what I mean? That's the name of the game. This is the messages. So you have to be kind. This is the message I'm preaching and teaching. If that makes
Oh,
sense.
that's nice.
Yeah, be
So-
yourself. Be kind. You know.
You were mentioning that there was a certain relationship between the Matrix.
Be you. Be kind. Drink a cup of love daily. Get high. $8.
We're not sponsored, but
No, we're
but
not.
if you want to support us, just click the share button or also just like the video and subscribe. So that would mean a lot. We're not getting paid for this. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing this purely because I love connecting with people and meeting like-minded people and just getting to know their stories. So
Yeah.
it means a lot if you guys do support. We also have a Patreon. I'll put in the link below. And a website. You can go check out the other
That's right.
episodes and also support the sample packs that I make because I make sounds. But anyway, you design your clothing as well, which I think was really great because these shoes. I don't think people can see them, but just try
Right.
to see if you could do a. These shoes are freaking sick.
It's my martial arts move right there.
You also, because these look kind of like they're boxing shoes.
They are boxing shoes, man. Yeah, I had a pair of Reebok shoes when I got started in the dance fitness space, and I really liked them. and then they stopped making them. So it was good for me, right? So I'm like, I really like them a lot. And then some other people liked them too. And it wasn't available anymore for whatever reason. Reebok stopped making it. So I made my own.
That's a really interesting way of looking at why
Yeah.
you can't find shoes. You're just like, I can't find these, so I'm gonna make them.
Yep. And it's, when you have your baby or your brand, you can put it on anything. And, it was more so this BU is an idea. I'm not selling things. You know what I mean? People are out there selling things to make money. But the idea that you're buying is the idea for you to go deeper within yourself. And people are looking for everything out there. And I already found everything. And everything is within. You know what I mean? I found love, passion, attraction, security, confidence, courage, fearlessness, and peace. All from this 8-year journey. And fun fact, this symbol that I made 6 years before seeing that logo of the root chakra and the heart chakra, all of the chakras. I was like, wait, this is the same exact symbol as all of the chakras on the, well, not all of them, but the crown one, the heart one, and the root one, same symbol. I was like, this is freaky.
Okay.
And I was thinking about it today, matter of fact. This one is the crown. It's like the Om symbol, right?
Which is the B.
Yeah, which is like the B looks like a 3.
People can't see it, so.
Oh, right.
If you could take off the shot.
Yeah. Ba-dum.
Yeah.
So the 3 is like the, what do you call it? The crown.
You said the crown, yeah.
The crown, right? It looks like the Om symbol when you turn it like that, right? And then the U is the heart. I was like, what the, right? The U is the heart chakra symbol. So it tells me both of them, you need to be grounded, right? Which is actually BU 34.
Right.
I made it from the number 314. So really it's 314. But it's also BU. So the one's not there because you're the one, right? The one you can't see. Now, if you look in the mirror, can you see yourself? No. This is why the one's not there.
You can. You can see yourself in the mirror. What do you mean?
Yes, but no.
What do you mean by that?
Right. So the one's not there because you can't see this yourself. Yourself is a conscious vibrational being of light. We're all beings of light, but you can't see the light with your eyes. That's what I mean by that.
But what about the mirror when you see
Well,
yourself?
if you
in the
look,
mirror?
your body is not your real self. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, the shoes, man, I got burned, bro. But my first
do you mean, bro?
rodeo, I got burned. This guy's like Alibaba. Basically, I sent him the money and he didn't make the thing. Like he didn't make it how he said he's supposed to make it. You understand? So, I just had to keep going and make it perfect, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So I made it perfect.
What do you mean by making it perfect? So
Yeah, 'cause it
it
wasn't
does
like
look like
this.
it's
The
a really
first-
nice quality shoe too.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, the first one, it doesn't even stand on its own. It doesn't stand by itself. You know what I mean? It was just like made from piece
like
of
it was
paper
flimsy.
or something. It was horrible, man. It was horrible.
Really, it
It's
was
bad.
How many versions of that shoe did you have to go
Oh
through?
man, just I think I had like 10 or 20 pairs. Just cost $800, but still, could have
Still
been
a
worse.
lot. Yeah.
Could have been worse, bro. But I'm proud of these. It says "Be you, be yourself."
What's the bear?
Yeah, it's actually a
It's a lion?
It's actually
Okay.
a lioness, representing the female circle, because it's an electrical circuit. So in any household, you'll find a woman, the lioness. The lions in the jungle. That's what they do. I said the jungle, Sahara, wherever they live.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know sometimes.
the safari.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
They do say jungle for some reason.
I mean, yeah. it's
King
how
of the
you know.
jungle, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
What does that mean?
But
Well, how is a lion the king of the jungle?
I don't know, but I just know the female does everything. Yeah, she does all the hunting, killing, then the man comes and eat, and then he goes to sleep, and then that's the cycle, man. It's nature. It's crazy. So yeah.
So you like to live like a lion? Do you live like a lion?
Well, you got to be fearless. When you become yourself, that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? You're going to be fearless. You're not going to be afraid to move. You're not going to have this inferiority complex. You're just going to be at peace, which is what you want. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay, so by fearless, what do you mean by fearless? Do you do you not feel fear?
So to define, most of all, well, no, I feel fear, but
You
fear
gotta
is
say it in a British accent
Say
to
it in
sound very proper.
so proper. Yeah. So fearless. If you can think about what fearless is, it's just a vibrational feeling, because we are all electromagnetic vibrational beings of light inside of this body, right? And so if you think about it,
He's getting younger. He's getting
right,
younger right now.
right.
Yeah,
It's happening on camera.
Yeah.
And so most people, right, because they live in their hearts. When you ask them to do something, so I'm in the dance space, a lot of times I ask them to, we'll have a circle, And as soon as the circle is formed, they will not come into this circle to show what they can do or move, or
vulnerability.
their vibration or whatever it is. So they live in their minds. They're trapped. I'm telling you. And so, this fear that they have stops them literally from having a life that they really want to have. So BU is all about jumping into the center. Jump in, feel what it's like to find the one. Feel that feeling, that uncomfortable feeling that you grew up with, and you just have to let go and you win. But I remember I skydived. I did a skydive. You skydived before?
Yeah, last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was
Look
actually
at
really
that.
relaxing.
Yeah, exactly. And what was your perception of it the first time?
Beginning, I looked at things like as if I can't do this, which was like an ice bath, the idea of submerging myself in ice water, there's like a mental block to it. You're like, oh, it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's just really cold. But if I can't do this, then I definitely can't jump out of a plane. So then I would be like, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, all right.
So that was the
showing
icebreaker
myself. I'm
for
showing.
you.
Yeah, it was kind of the icebreaker. I was showing myself like, if I say I can do something, I'm gonna show myself I can.
Yeah.
And so then I did that. It was time to go skydiving, but the idea of falling and thinking, oh, the parachute's gonna break, or the person isn't paying attention, or they get knocked out unconscious, or a bird hits them in the head.
Any little
like
thing.
Anything that you think of,
There's
you
no margin
overthink
of error up there. Literally, yeah.
You overthink everything. So once we pulled up to the air. What's it called?
The runway?
The
airplane.
the air spot, air place.
airspace,
Yeah.
Place where the planes are.
Yeah, I forgot what that's called, but the airport. So we pulled up there. It was in Virginia, and we got like a discount. So
Yeah.
that's also something you have to be like, all right, is this discounted because they're running low on staff,
Oh,
or
my
like
Lord,
they're
discount.
like
That's
dying?
not good,
Like what's
no.
going on?
Right.
I had started asking questions.
Sure.
Like,
That's
so
crazy.
what's the mortality rate? That's where I
You were
went
asking
wrong.
questions?
While I was in the sky. Actually, I asked them. I was like, so what is the chance that this
no,
parachute
no.
does not open?
No.
And it was really bad.
Oh, my
like
Lord.
I'm telling you, I had that type of anxiety.
Dude, you asked that question.
I actually asked them.
Oh my God.
After, so it was after the parachute was pulled. I asked them.
Oh, okay.
But during,
Still.
I was relaxed,
Right.
Because I was just being like, well, I'll walk you through it, because once we're like getting all the equipment on, I'm looking at my guy who's putting it on me, like you better know every little thing that you're doing here, like double check it, triple check it.
Right.
We get on the plane. I'm all the way in the back. Each one of them has like a GoPro. They're all like introducing themselves.
Right.
Hey, what are you gonna say to the world? Just like, what's
Right,
your last
right.
words?
Yeah,
What are your last
oh, my
words?
God. That's what he should say, right?
Yeah.
And this is a tandem, obviously.
Yeah,
Together.
exactly,
Okay, yeah.
tandem too.
Okay.
So we ascend. I think we get up there about 15,000 feet, or
wow, yeah.
10,000 feet, and then so they open up the doors. I almost feel like I'm like in Jurassic Park, where it's a flimsy plane. You can feel every like turbulence, and then they open the doors. You
Right.
hear all the noise. That someone stands up. They're like, "All right, who's you're going first?" And so
Who was first?
I think it was Onan's uncle,
Okay.
which was you
Sure.
met Onan.
Yeah.
And so they just threw him off.
Oh,
they,
God.
they tell him to lean back,
Yeah.
and then just they throw you
Yeah.
over.
Right.
And so he just goes, and then the next person goes, and then
Right.
Onan goes, and then
Yeah.
I'm the last one. I
Yeah.
just saw all my comrades just be thrown into
Turn, brother.
the abyss, and then
Yes.
it was my turn, and
Oh.
I just kind of I went up to the side of the plane. This is where I was scared,
Right.
and then I leaned back.
Right.
They threw me over. I had a huge feeling of like and light, like being very light.
Right.
You know, when you're on a roller
Yeah.
coaster.
Right.
And then you look down, and then it was just almost like everything time stopped
Right.
at that moment. The moment I looked down, there was no fear.
Right.
The only fear was not knowing
Yeah.
what it was going to be like
Right.
until it actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it happened, and I was just like, oh, wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah. Serene.
And
right.
I just, like, I remember hearing somewhere, I watched a video on it, like, keep your mouth closed. You're going to be really dry.
Right.
Mouth is going to be dry. So,
Right.
like this the whole
Right,
time,
right,
but I'm looking
right, right.
around. And it was just relaxing. It was just,
Yeah.
like, seeing the fields. And the main scary part was once, like, they pulled the parachute
Yeah.
45 seconds
Sure.
later.
Right.
They pulled it,
Right.
and an immense amount of
Right.
pressure right
Oof.
in your groin.
Right.
Get pulled up,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
just, I mean, it's like it's like a pulling, like
Right.
a really
I
deep
know,
pulling,
yeah.
and it pulls you up, and then you're just suspended there with that
Yeah.
and we're just kind of
Hanging,
floating like
right.
this. Yeah.
Just hanging.
And then that's when you start asking questions, and he's like, "Oh, you want to spin? You want to here? You want to hold on to the parachute?" And so I'm trying to like,
Right.
I'm like, "No," but I'll
Right.
just like for a second, but like, "Hey, get it, take it back, because I don't want to like do anything wrong."
You'll mess it up.
Yeah, and so then he's like,
Oh
"Well,
my
let's
God.
do a trick," and then I'm like, just
No
once,
tricks.
just one." So he
got
he
brave?
does the spin like
Oh, you did
this,
the spin.
and I
That's
get
crazy.
terrified, and I'm
I
like,
can see why.
"We're not doing that again."
Yes, the real roller coaster of all roller coasters, man.
Yeah.
So when you were looking down, did you have like, did you feel that thing in your stomach, or when it went right to your lungs?
No, not
your
when I
throat?
was
Like
falling.
you're down directly.
No, when
'Cause,
I was
on
falling,
a roller
no, I
coaster, when
didn't.
you're down, it kind of happens to a lot of people. But this is straight down.
You would think, because I have a huge fear of heights, but it wasn't that. I was not feeling that fear.
right.
I had a fear of mechanic. What is it called? Where it doesn't work, like a failure.
Oh, right.
Mechanic failure.
Yeah, I think I did
That's
the
what I
same
was
thing.
worried
I
about.
live in that same space. It's kind of weird.
So, what was it like for you? When we touched down, it was just like, oh, this was so
did
easy.
you give him a big hug? Or-
Yeah, thank you
He's
so
like,
much,
thank
man.
You. Oh my God, I love you, man.
Yeah,
all that.
He's like, get off me.
I went through all that production. Like, man, you're the best. I love you. Thank you.
But what was it like for you?
Yeah, it was actually a crash course, I call it. Cause,
What do you mean?
First of all, I was at a real estate event in Ocean City.
That's not the name of it. Crash course.
Well, no, crash course meaning that. So I was at a realtor event in Ocean City, right? And man, I was falling asleep. It was a freaking 8 o'clock in the morning.
Forgot to set the timer, so let me just set it real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Boom.
So the event was 8 o'clock in the morning, a real estate, continuing education class, and I already partied night before. You know how that goes. So you get no sleep. And so I go to this event. It's like 200 or 300 people in one big room. It's kind of hot and clammy and just uncomfortable, lazy. And the guy's talking about legal stuff. It's boring. Yeah, him in the back. I'm like,
Your life,
yeah. I'm like, man, I know I'm not gonna make it. No.
Oh, man.
So I just jumped out of the seat and walked outside. Where was I going? I don't know. Oh, skydive. Let me think about it. And so I'm like, let me see what.
Oh, you saw a sign or something?
No, I didn't see no sign, but apparently I saw a sign, right? I'm like, skydive. Yeah, let me try that. So I looked it up on the phone, right? Of course, there's one around the corner. It's 5 minutes away. So I call. It's like, yeah, we close in 5 minutes. I was like, I'll be there in 5. They close in 10 minutes. I said, I'll be there in 5. And so this is why it's a crash course, because I think I was the last person to go up. I get up into the inside their building, and he's like, all right, watch this video. So I'm watching the video.
Yeah.
Watch the video, and it's going fast because
Was it like was it a guy who looked like who was his name? Osama bin Laden. Did it look like a Osama bin Laden reenactor?
I don't remember the video.
Because he had like this really. It's probably
I
not
don't
gonna say
remember the
anyway.
video. Yeah, I don't
It just
remember the
looked kind
video.
of like an interrogation video where the guy's sitting there and he looks petrified. It was weird when I saw the video. I was like, "What? This doesn't. What is this?"
Okay, I wanted to ask you, did you watch a video or did you go to a training?
Yeah, I watched the video, but it was. I'm telling you, it was just this guy who was just in this
Yeah.
room,
Yeah.
and it looked very much like.
Look, it was crash course. I don't even remember. This is how you know. And
Yeah.
so apparently I must have missed. Apparently I must have missed a step, in the instructions or watching the whole thing.
Did you put the parachute on?
Well, yeah, of course, you're funny. I put the parachute on. So one thing is when I started reading the, disclaim and disclose and all that, man, I was like, if I read this thing, I might change my mind because it's like you start thinking about death and dying. I'm like, you know what? So I had to sign. I didn't read it. I just jumped in. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so, we're about to go up, and I'm feeling really good. This is 15 years overdue too, because I thought about it for a long time. Like that looks cool. So my perception of it was totally different, because it looks really good when you're on land and you're fine, but when you about to 15,000 feet up in the air, you kind of have a different perspective. Your heart's pumping a little bit, and there's no going back.
Yeah.
You're going through this.
Yeah.
And so eventually, I jump out, and it was all good. It was very calming, like you said, very serene. And then when the parachute opened, right? Right before it opened, the instructor, you're supposed to, I had my hands out like this, right? And then as soon as the parachute opened up, I put my hands on the parachute itself to hold. You got to hold on somewhere. That's what I thought. This is the part I missed. Right?
Oh, and the instructions.
What to hold or not hold. So there's no margin of error up there. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, how the hell did he take his hands off? He goes, he's staring this thing, right? He's take his hands off, smack, the crap out of my hand. Like,
Oh yeah, get
the
off
F,
of
like,
it.
get the, you know, because I didn't know where to put my hands. I'm up here trying to hold on,
Yeah.
so I had to just let go.
Oh
I just,
yeah. So he slapped you.
yeah, really hard. I'm like, how does he? And then gets back and realign and all that. So,
Oh
because
wow.
look, you don't want no errors up there, man.
Yeah.
Nothing. You want to land safe. That's how I felt about it. I was like, that's pretty cool. You did that.
He's supposed to
While
hold
he's
on to the harness.
oh well, he just said, just nah, let go. And he has he had a
A
helmet
helmet.
on.
Yeah. To hit you with.
Yeah. And I didn't have a helmet, and you know, my face is like
Oh yeah.
looking like a fish and everything.
Yeah.
Big fucking old man fish. But it was pretty good. It was a good experience. So I learned that scenario is the same as the scenario on land. So when you make a circle of people have that same feeling, they're very afraid to jump into the center and let go. You know, and do this skydive.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But apparently it's very real. It's a
That
false
is true.
emotion that is appearing to be very real. It's a false
Until
emotion.
you do it, and then you realize.
And that's what fear is, a false emotion that appears to be real. And it stops a lot of guys, a lot of girls, a lot of people from just letting go,
Yeah.
experiencing life and the real feeling that's within themselves. You know what I'm saying? This is
That's
where fearless
deep.
comes from.
Yeah, I like
you
that a
become
lot.
fearless. Yeah, thank you, brother.
That's so deep, man.
Oh, man, thank you for asking. I'm glad you went through the experience too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
So is that the thing that was the most fearful for you?
Not really, no.
What was the thing that was the most
I
fearful?
think not, you know, in life, not living your life is fearful. Not having the courage to fall in love with yourself is fearful. If you think about it, right? This thing called fearful. Because it's like, well, what if I try and I fail? Most people live their lives like that, afraid to
Try.
do what they're supposed to do and let go, yeah. So they're holding on to stuff and things, attached to things.
That aren't
and
real.
these ideas, yeah. And it doesn't even give them the feeling. Like when you buy something, you get the feeling, and then, you know, you got to buy another thing to get another feeling. And that cycle is not what the feeling is, you know what I mean? It's just
Artificial.
it's not the feel. Yeah, thank you. It's just not the feeling. So it's all about your heart, man. You know, that's where I live. 639 is the frequency of love, and I just preach that. I didn't know that's who I was. You know what I mean?
So what was the thing that was the thing that you were the most scared of, like that you had the most fear from?
You mean in life generally?
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that, brother. You know, it's a good
What
question.
about getting married
No,
or having kids? Did you have those fears?
no fears there.
No, you were like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for fatherhood.
Yeah, I thought about it when I was a young person. You know, it's like, this is what I'm gonna do, and that kind of vibe. So I thought about it as a young person.
So
for a long
like
time.
your upbringing, they kind of instilled those family values in you, like that you were gonna have kids and stuff like that. And what did being a father figure mean to you?
No, so when you think about uncomfortability, I'm from the islands, man, and the islands, you know, there's no playground with what is that thing they have on the playground? So if you fall
the
down,
playground.
right?
Yeah.
But there's like if you fall, there's like
wood chips.
rubber and
Yeah.
there's not all that stuff. So, you know, in a natural setting, it's just it is what it is. This is the real deal. You know, my situation on the island is nice, you know, in comparison to here, right? But
Which island?
Dominica, the
Okay.
Caribbean.
Oh, Dominican Republic,
The other one is speaking of DR.
Haiti.
No, so it's next to Haiti, Trinidad, Martinique, Antigua, Guadeloupe. You know, it's
Which
down
island?
there. It's called Dominica.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's Dominica Republic, which is a Latin island, right? And then there's Dominica, the Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very small, much smaller.
That's where you were
80,000
raised?
people.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
only there for 8 years, and I've been here for like the rest of my life, I should say.
Okay.
40. Yeah.
But did it play a part in your development?
Absolutely, yeah. Just being wild and being everywhere. Because, you know, the rule is, you know, not the rule, but in the islands, on Saturday mornings, the ritual was you go wash clothes in the river, right? You know, here you go to the washing machine or you go in your room or something, you wash your clothes that way, right?
You wash your clothes in your room?
In the river.
Oh, right.
But here in the house,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go into the room, there's a washing machine.
Yeah.
And you got to carry the bucket and the pail miles. Okay, that's hardcore right there. So that's uncomfortable. And so just doing those hard things, so life becomes easier. You know what I mean? Yeah, like when you do uncomfortable stuff, you can manage a lot better.
So you didn't have a water source back then? Electricity?
Nah, man, this is back in 1972, 74.
Jeez.
I mean, I was a baby at 72, but just saying, if you're 3 and 4 years old, nah, man, it was living in a little hut. It's crazy. But that's real deal.
Your parents still over there?
No, no, they're here. They're all here. Yeah.
Okay.
But that island is things are a lot better. But living naturally is pretty cool, man.
What was like childhood over there like? Besides washing clothes.
Right. Well, I mean, so what I didn't say was, so if parents are washing clothes, you're not washing clothes. I mean, you can, like, if you want to, right?
Mm.
Because you're playing in the river. Now you're going for a scavenger hunt, looking for different,
Like glass
crayfish
and- oh,
and
fish.
yeah, crayfish, all kinds of things, fruits, not vegetables or fruits. You're just going on a hunt, man. You and your friends, and you're walking across a a tree that fell down. You know what I mean? A coconut tree might have fallen. Yeah, you gotta walk across it, right? This uncomfortable thing. If you fall, you know what's down and below, right? It ain't no rubber to protect you, man. So stuff like that.
Oh wait, you would climb trees? You would climb coconut trees?
Climbing trees. This is part of the game, It's not just the bars, but those were the bars.
That's where you really learn how to hang.
Yeah, that's how. Right. So yeah, that's how we learn how to hang. If you know what I mean. Say, Mom, look at me climb this tree. Good job, boy. Get down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that vibe. Here, you do that, and they're like, get down. Call the police on you.
Mm.
So that vibe.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So you
vibe.
learned how to hunt. You were
Be
fishing.
uncomfortable. Yeah,
You
the
were-
ocean fishing, swimming. Like a lot of times we barely walked with shoes because back then, man, the road wasn't smooth. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
It was like rough road. What do you call it? Gravel with those big ass rocks.
Oh, yeah.
It was yeah.
You go to
It's
school
uncomfortable.
over there?
Mm-hmm.
Was school like?
Well, you have to wear a uniform, which is really good. So that kind of vibe.
Oh, okay. Was
Yeah,
it was like a
structure.
private school?
Nah, wasn't private, but it kind of seemed like that. When I
Oh,
think
really?
About it.
Because there wasn't that many.
Because just the uniformity of it makes it, structured.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if everybody's pretend to be different, it could be something else.
Is that what you took away from living in the Caribbean when you were a kid?
Nah, it took away, man. There's many things, because like I said, it starts with being uncomfortable, and in the islands, it's down by the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, so the sun is brighter and you're gonna feel good because you're connected deeper to that, right?
Mm.
The magnetic core is there, it's stronger, so everybody feels good. They're broke, but they feel good, and plus you would too if you can just walk on a tree, not walk on the tree, but if you're walking down the road, you can just pick a fruit if you want to eat it. and
Yeah.
just that vibe. It's a small island, man, so no one's gonna say, "Hey, what are you doing picking something off the tree?"
Mm.
You just go get the thing and you're good, bro.
Yeah, there was more of a sense of community.
And the number one thing is everybody has to say good morning. You don't have to, but that's the vibe,
Mm.
They say hello and good morning and they speak. So that's one of the things I try to practice now. Saying good morning to people even though I don't know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one's saying, it's like I have a Jeep and, the Jeep, people go out of their way. This is the culture. They'll go out of their way to give you a Jeep wave. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Wow.
What's a Jeep wave?
A Jeep wave is just, they just, hey, peace, whatever.
You got a Jeep, so
Yeah, if you see another person in a Jeep, you just give them a Jeep wave.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
a Jeep person giving you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know. I just got a Jeep. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey.
You're part of the Jeep crew.
Yeah, you get, and sometimes you may get it, you don't get it, whatever. So I'm like, well, this is strange, but I have a heart, and people don't go out of their way to say hi or good morning. This is crazy. But if you got a thing, they go out of their way to say hi
Yeah.
because you got a thing. But I got a heart. Why
Yeah.
don't you say good morning? Yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So that's kind of strange, but
Mm.
Yeah.
So, you moved when you were 8 years old back to the States. Where did you live in the United States?
Do you know Silver Spring? You knew.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
5 miles from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know Silver Spring? Yeah, we grew up in Summit Hills, man. Summit Hills back in the day was like a drug infested area, but I didn't know until later. Because when you first come here, you don't speak the language. You just have to be quiet and in a box, learning the ropes.
Mm.
But everybody lived there back in the day, man. 10, maybe 20 apartment buildings.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up we went to school in a predominantly white neighborhood in Bethesda. So that was interesting too,
Mm.
And so if you're foreign, you don't know anything, you don't barely speak the language and you're like 8 and 9 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
you're
back
gonna get some trouble.
So that was like the 80s back then.
Back in the 80s.
What was that like? So, being in a prominently white community, what was that like?
Well, we don't know that there was racism going on in America. We don't even know what racism is. I sure didn't.
Mm.
Everybody's, I think they were thrifting back then. No, they weren't thrifting. Take that back. We were getting free stuff. And we had an event the other day.
Mm.
Yeah, where everybody's like thrifting as a style or whatever.
Yeah.
But back then, I remember just getting a lot of free clothes, and people would make fun of you, man, because you got some free clothes. Wow, like we can't afford that, man. But that's what they did.
Yeah.
I think they call it joning.
Okay.
They would
Keeping
joan
up
you
with the
'cause
Jonas. Oh,
they would
Joning on
joan
you.
in the negative light. They make fun because you're
Okay.
getting some free clothes,
Oh, okay.
free stuff. Yeah, that was like not cool.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But now it's cool.
Mm.
People go thrifting all day long.
Yeah,
I
they'll
was
pay you.
like-
They'll pay to thrift.
Yeah, I was like, what? This is insane. You know, so I'll probably be really rich if I go get
If you sold your clothes.
sold my old stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's pretty funny, man. But
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, so then since then you've lived here for
Yeah.
most of your life.
40. What is it? I'm 51. Do the math. Yeah. Yes.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Minus 40.
So 51. What are you working on now besides your BU?
Mhm.
You're a dance instructor,
Yeah.
artist. Haven't really touched on
Yeah.
that, but pretty
Yeah.
much half the things you were saying is all in the song that we were writing. But it's funny because that is what you live.
This is crazy when you put it in that perspective. I didn't think about it like that.
And it came out so randomly. It was
It's
like
very
you just
random.
said something and then we just went with
Went
it.
With it. Yeah. And your beat, that beat you created actually said it too, which is even more weird, right?
You got to speak
Yes,
right into
yes.
the mic.
Speaking to the microphone,
Yes.
Blood Seed Wide.
Yeah.
Now, I was just saying the beat that you had made was actually saying what we ran with, which is more insane. But that's
Mm.
what it does, man. Just like, you know, the light will lead
It was
you and
speaking
feed you.
to you.
Yeah, it will lead you and feed you.
Mm.
You know, even though it's, well, yeah, the feeling you've been seeking all
Yeah.
along is right within, you know.
Exactly.
deep, it's
That's
deep.
what the song is about.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's about that a little bit.
And also what, the red dress guy with the heart full of sin?
Mm-hmm. Very, very bad. Bad, bad, bad. Bad,
Yeah,
bad,
so
bad.
how long have you felt like you're an artist? Did you always feel like that? Or did you freestyle a lot? Did you write as a
Yeah,
growing
such
up?
great questions. You know, to be honest, I had something in my heart, but I was too afraid, bro. Like to get out there and be seen and be uncomfortable and make mistakes and who knows, man. The point is, I was so afraid. I was like, nope, not for me. You know, I was uncomfortable. That's the fear I think a lot of people have, afraid to try, right?
Mm.
And so now I'm not afraid because I found everything. I'm fearless. So now I'm living it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember us talking about it like 3 years ago. How you were like, "Hey, I
When
want
I
to
first
work."
met you, right?
Yeah, I want to work. I want to work with you. Let's
Oh
do
my
it.
God, I'm so glad I didn't work with you then because I wasn't even ready. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
Dude, I had just met you and I was like, yeah, I want to be an artist and sing and rap and whatever. And he's like, all right, I produce, sure. You know, let's do this. Yeah, come see me.
Mhm.
And so I thought about you for a long time. Then you reappeared somewhere and I met you again. But while I was going through this journey in my vehicle, I would always just, practice singing,
Mhm.
Put
With the
on some
microphone?
instrumentals. I didn't have a mic then, but
Oh, okay.
throw the instrumentals on and I just start chatting, start talking, chatting.
Mm.
And eventually, the words just came out of nowhere. I was like, damn, did I say that?
Mhm.
That kind of vibe. I
Yeah.
just kept going. And then eventually I started getting people to be uncomfortable by joining this idea of being uncomfortable by just saying anything. Just let go.
Yeah, just
So it seems to be a trend and a theme.
so where did the microphone come from? You just started. You were like,
So, yeah.
let me equip my car with a mic.
That is exactly
Because that's
it.
what I remember. I was walking in
Pike and
Rose,
Rose?
and then
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
nowhere I hear DJ Rivas,
Oh,
DJ, and
my
I'm like, was
God.
that God? Like, what is
Oh,
that?
no,
Where is
no,
that coming
yeah.
from?
That was mean. So
I was like, no one knows my name like that. Like they would have to know me to just act like
the
to say
Truman
my
Show.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Truman.
Rivas is not a common name.
Like, Rivas, this is God.
Yeah,
Truman, it is I.
yeah.
But first of all, did you
I
even see
did
that
see
movie?
it. Yeah,
Okay, all
this
right,
is the one
good.
movie I did see.
Check. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But
It is a good movie.
So because I'm a dance fitness instructor, I just have a couple of speakers, and the microphone that I had, it was like attached like this one.
Mhm.
So you can't perform and then hold the mic. It was only 8 feet cord. It just was not working. So I went to Guitar Center. Who's yawning now? Went to Guitar Center.
I
Went to the
forgot
Guitar
we're
Center,
keeping
right.
track of the yawning
Yeah,
score.
yeah. I went to.
How many yawns did I have so far?
Oh man, I don't know, but
I think that was my first one. But
I'm surprised.
Wait, it
that-
might be
I'm-
314 right now.
No,
Okay.
it's past that. Yeah, I
Okay.
already know. I'm wired, man.
Okay.
So.
So you were in Guitar Center.
Yeah, I went to Guitar Center. I bought this a speaker, and then just one day I just like let me go ahead and get a mic, but they were like $400. I was like, you know what? I'm just going with Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was $100 versus 4 or 5.
And you can get it used. You're getting all your equipment. These are used
Oh, for
way
real?
cheaper.
These are
Way
nice.
cheaper.
Then I got 4 mics for $100. I was like, yes.
That's really good.
just what I was looking for, my budget, you know. So.
Nice, man. So what's next for you? What are you working on besides being an international brand and a superstar?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm working on a book. I have a book called Be Yourself, which is I call it the ancient pathway that's going to guide people back to what they're seeking, which is love and passion, security and confidence, you know what I'm saying? Courage, fearlessness, and peace, all those things. So it's called Be Yourself. You can get it at beyourself314.com. Pre-order it right now. And what else? So I'm also starting a nonprofit side for Be Yourself STEM for girls.
What does that mean?
So anything, whenever someone purchases something from the website, you know, or buys a product, I'm taking that investment, maybe half or more of it. You know, that's where my heart is, to support, you know, these young girls, right, or whoever they are going to be. And so,
What is it from a school program or like who
no,
are
it's
the girls?
STEM is, you know, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's critical to have also for being yourself. So it's like you're going to have the grounding, and you're also going to, you know, be a young person to make at least minimum 6 figures. You know, just
okay.
being sharp, smart, and being ready. You know, for the world that's coming.
So
that's here.
you would
So,
put the money towards educational programs?
yeah. So that would be that's one of them. So that's something I'm working on right now. You know, constructing that.
Well, like collaborating with Montgomery County or
Well, not Montgomery County yet, but I do have a friend. She's a teacher, math.
okay. So you're looking at
STEM.
school programs, STEM programs to invest in the youth. That's
Yes, that's right. The future is very important, and the future starts with the ladies. Yes.
Why just the ladies?
Because the circle, without, like, think about this. In every household, you will find a young lady,
Uh
you know, a woman.
huh.
And she's running the show. She's keeping everything flowing and going.
Okay.
That's what you can think about in every household. That's why the ladies, you know, I mean, this is just where my heart is, man. You know,
Okay.
that's what it
It's
is.
directional. So it's this.
This damn mic is,
Yeah,
I'm about to
it's-
punch this mic. Hey, all right. I have to go down here like
Yeah,
this.
it's a little
Maybe you should lower it a little bit.
Here.
you know?
there.
Okay, oh, yeah.
There.
Raise it up.
Perfect. Raise it up.
Raise it up,
That's it
selector, right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom.
So that's why the ladies, man, because
Because you're a ladies'
Critical.
man.
and plus I was the only guy in my family. Not that it mattered, but
What do you think about the youth right now with like this generation?
man, they're lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're lost. Definitely, they need some grounding.
Why do you
And
say that?
We didn't talk about grounding, and I'm from another time, right? 70s and 80s, and think about me being lost, and I'm from another time, and there was no phones, right? There was none of this distractions, so you can just use that today. The kids, you can see it. They're not connected. They're connected to the device, and the most important device is what?
Your heart.
Yes, this heart, right? So you have to tap into, you have to get rooted, just like a tree, if you want to have abundance of anything and everything. And if your heart's not in the ground, or that seed is not in the ground, well, where is it, right? It's everywhere but in the ground, meaning there's no grounding, there's no source, there's no natural source. So majority of the time when people are not grounded, you can be sure that they're going to be ready to catch feelings fast, get triggered quickly,
Yeah.
and ready to fight you. Simple as that. No matter if it's alcohol or no alcohol involved.
Mm.
You know, people get offended when you say something so fast, like, oh my God.
When you say what?
When you say anything that offends them, you know,
right.
which is a word. And you know what's even crazier? You don't even need to say a word. You can blow the horn behind someone, and they're going to look at you like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
You've wronged me.
right. And then it's like, you now obviously going to be triggered by their energy instantly. And you're like, and then the road rage begins. All from a sound, like, you didn't even,
Yeah.
yo, your car's on fire. I just wanted to tell you, man, your car's on
Yeah.
fire. So you just didn't, I had to blow the horn to let you know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to get blown up and da-da-da-da-da. So people get offended fast because their hearts is vibrationally insecure. That's what I call it.
Okay. And you think that's what's the problem right now with the
That's
youth?
the problem with
or the
everybody.
generation? Everybody?
Everyone. Majority of the people are not grounded. Their hearts are not grounded because, like I said before, we live inside this heart, right? Home is where the heart is.
You gotta speak into the mic.
Home is where the heart is, and if your heart, this is how you'll know if your heart's not rooted. If you get triggered fast and you can't handle your emotions, you're not a calm person. When someone says something, it's because you got to go back and get grounded.
Yeah,
You know,
you haven't handled that from inside
yeah,
yet.
and it's many layers you got to go through, and it's called love, man. You got to go deep, deep, deep down within to find the one you can't see. You know what I mean? This is where
Mm.
BU comes in.
So it's like, do you think everyone just needs therapy, or like everyone needs what is
Everybody needs to dance. That's what they
everyone
need to
needs
do.
dance, yeah,
Because
more dancing.
no matter what language that they speak, everybody understands the language of music and dance. You know
Okay, so
what
it's the
I'm saying?
language of music, love, dancing, expressing.
Hmm.
But that's not still. That's
That's
not
right.
gonna completely. That's gonna get you to think about something else.
Hmm.
But like, how do you fix certain problems that are really causing that ungroundedness?
Yeah, so when you think about, because dance has nothing to do with dance, like, right? It's not a style. You're not trying to be a professional dancer, right? So because I'm a dance fitness, right? We can look at fitness in a new way through dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to tap into the heart. You can't skip that part.
Mm.
So, when we're hungry, we eat food. You know what I'm saying? To feed the body, right? Fuel. But the real you, what do you feed that?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly.
You feed it a vibration because that's what it understands. It speaks vibration. This you, and
Mm-hmm.
it's true because as soon as the sound comes on,
Mm-hmm.
your heart overrides the mind and says, "Look, your body, let's go. You're coming with me." And the heart's like, "Hey, right? I'm
Mm.
feeling and vibing." So people have to tap into that 639 vibration, no
Mm.
matter how they slice it, no matter how it is sliced.
Is it a
Speaking of pie,
version of? Oh yeah, because it's pie. It is pie,
mm-hmm.
right?
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
3.14.
because it's the center. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The doorway.
I was gonna say, so you believe in like a higher power? Do you believe that like people should?
Hmm.
Do you believe in a higher power?
Yeah, there's obviously something in vibrational energy out there, and God. People call it God, energy source. The field. It's not even a belief. I'm part of it. You're part of it. You have a heart. That's it.
Mm.
But inside that is the light. A piece of the light is there.
Mm.
If there's no light, there's no body, right?
Mhm.
There's no moving. There's no anything. So yeah, we're all connected to that, man.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
We were just talking about this when I was Ocean City,
Mhm.
and I had one of my friends two of my friends is Muslim, and then I have a
Mhm.
friend who's Christian,
Sure.
and we were just talking about kind of like the meaning of life and like in a sense of like
Mhm.
I feel like people use religion to
Yeah.
try to guide them
Sure.
through their meaning,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's very selfless
Mhm.
to believe in something that is greater than themselves.
Yeah.
So that part I like about religion,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that the answers of everything that is around us is already coming from within.
Right.
It's coming from
Source.
like the fact that we have two hands and
Mhm.
two legs. It's like
Yeah.
there's a symmetry
Mhm.
in this world, certain patterns that we're
Mhm.
seeing in how things are formed.
Mhm.
That is the answer of the universe already.
Mhm.
If we were to examine things within ourselves, the energy, the structure of
Right.
why things work,
Yeah.
and science is just a way for us to try to understand
Yeah.
that, but it's such a small aspect of
Mhm.
our actual understanding,
Yeah.
well, of understanding, but we don't understand everything, obviously. But
No.
so
But
just
it
like
helps to understand.
being
I
able
agree.
to examine
Mhm.
the shapes of things, patterns, I think
Mhm.
we're already starting to understand a little bit more about
More
the
about
world.
us, yeah.
And it's like the mysterious energies
Mhm.
that be kind of pushed back
Mhm.
when things are resisting the natural order of things.
I like that.
And we have to examine that too, where it's like that is actually the energy of the
Yes,
universe.
the feeling. Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. That's where I put my belief in
Mhm.
is in the greater power of the energy of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
That there is so much to learn about it
Mm-hmm.
that I need to discover through my own journey
Yeah.
and how the environment and the universe shapes me
Yeah. Right.
as a person.
Yeah. And I know you're a Cancer. You're obviously a sensitive guy, caring, giving. People take advantage of you. And when I study, when I study what the heart is, because the center is where we're from. There's January, December. The middle
Hmm.
is like the heart of the circle. And so
He's speaking to the mic.
the heart if you think about it, it gives the flow to all the other parts of the body, right?
Mm.
And so this is like this is our function. If you're
Mm.
Cancer, it's your function. It's to
Mm.
give and give and give. And
Mm.
you might get burned. You know what you gotta do? Keep giving,
Mm.
because this is your purpose and function. And so within that light, you have to just try to figure out what your purpose is. I know for me, mine is obviously to share this message about being kind, be loving, and all that good stuff. But I think somehow because of water element, like cleaning oceans, just being a philanthropist, you know what I mean, serving and giving, because that's what the heart does
Mm.
all day long. It serves and gives, and so cleaning the oceans, planting trees. I think that's where my heart
Giving
lies
back
also.
to the nature.
Yeah, just that's just where it is, man. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah, I think a lot of
Yeah.
people are lost in that sense, and that's why we're very reactive. And I think you see a lot of reactive people because they don't know what is the true meaning of their purpose, and they will lash out in ways that they don't even would expect. They don't know where those traumas
Right.
came from, is because they haven't been able to align themselves with a meaning. And I think that when you're lost in that sense,
Yeah.
I think the ways that I think that helped me find myself
Sure.
was being that kind of fearless energy of, what if I do this and let me try
Sure.
and try to get something out of this, like, let's see what can happen.
Right.
And
experiment.
yeah, it's really just an experiment. It's like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, let's just try to meet that person. That person seemed interesting, or
Right.
or I don't know what I like, so
Right.
I'm gonna see what I do like.
That's
Let me,
right.
like, yeah, exactly. There's
Yeah.
the environment,
Vibration.
the world, people will, like, things will either connect. You'll connect with them, or it won't
Repel,
connect.
yeah.
And it will
Right,
repel,
right,
and then
yeah.
you learn from that. But most people are too afraid to
try.
put themselves in
Yeah.
and try.
Yeah, so afraid. Yeah, back to
And
what I was saying. Yeah.
That's
So
I
true.
think that's the biggest learning point. It doesn't matter, like, I can't tell you, I can only tell you what's worked for me, and why it's worked for me, but I can't tell you that my experience is going to be the same as
Right,
yours.
right.
So you've got to try something else, or try
Right.
what I did. Maybe it will
That's
work
right.
for you, but
Yeah.
you can't take things so personally, because you don't know my
Yeah, right.
experience, and your experience is going to be completely different.
Right.
So
and it doesn't
even
even
when-
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
'Cause you're
matter.
the only you. Your only vibration. It's just all that matters is you, and you got to fall in love with yourself. So I agree. No,
In a way, yeah,
Yeah.
but, like, I think then once you find a deeper sense of purpose, then there is a sense of community, sense of togetherness,
Yeah.
of trying to build one another up,
Yeah, passion.
and
yeah.
and try to find, like, an open dialogue where people's perspectives are met, and then they're seen, validated,
Yes.
and that they feel
Yeah. they
valuable.
feel. Yeah, that's the secret.
And I think
Yeah.
you can, if you empower people with that message, or the
Feeling.
that feeling,
Yeah.
then they will also empower themselves
Yeah.
when they doubt themselves. Most people do.
No, I agree. Because, like, for example, 100%. When I went through my journey, obviously in the back of the class, I was afraid. You asked me earlier, what was I afraid of? I'd say I was afraid to be seen naked and make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know? And this is in the dance class, and I started in the back. But what I didn't tell you was, after 3 months, I knew all the choreography. So, of course, I'm like, man, 80 women in class, I'm going to go to the front and show off, I'm the man. There's only 2 guys in this class. And so I go up front, man. There's mirrors everywhere. The instructor's facing this way. I'm facing the mirrors. Everybody's doing their thing, dancing, right? And I messed up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God. My
I hope no
world.
one saw that.
Yeah, the perception of what I thought the world was, with me showing off and ego talking. And my whole life crumbled to pieces, like mirrors. I was like, oh, no, I can't handle this feeling. Oh, no.
Embarrassment.
Yes. That feeling. So never again. I went to the back. I stayed in the back for like 2 years, bro. I was like, forget the front.
Yeah.
I can't handle being me up front. I don't need to be up there. You know what I mean? So I couldn't handle that feeling. And I stayed in the back. So that was something I had to deal with as far as fear is concerned. And eventually, I went to some other class with a young lady. And the instructor was like, come.
Yeah.
Come and do the choreography with me. I'm like, I thought about the first time, that feeling. I was like, man, I don't know if I want to go through that again. Just 2 years later, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, but I'm always saying no to life. I don't have a reason to say no.
Yeah.
But because we say no so much and so comfortable, we say no. And we don't have a real reason. I'm like, no, I'm good. You know that thing? I'm
Mm.
fine. I'm good. I'm comfortable. And so, because in the class, the ladies encourage me. So you're talking about going to a place where people encourage,
Mm.
and then eventually you can encourage yourself. And so it was
Yeah.
that same thing and that structure. So they all applaud, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, I guess so.
Yeah.
I get up there to the front. Of course, I messed up, but I reflected on it. And I was like, wait a minute, that didn't feel so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I did it again and again and again. It went away.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then I became more confident and courageous. That's how that came into my whole, philosophy of being
Mhm.
yourself.
Yeah, my thinking of my relationship with confidence changed at maybe like 5 years ago,
Mhm.
where well, one, I was just uncertain about myself and
Sure.
everything like that throughout being in childhood. You just listen to everything that your parents say and all that. But
Right.
my my relationship with confidence is that where I thought it was something that I needed to gain. I
Mhm.
needed to I need to do this so I'm going to become
Right,
confident.
right, right.
But what confidence really is just a realization. It's just like realizing you are
Yeah.
confident.
Right.
And then you are.
That's it.
It's
That's
as powerful
really-
as that.
It is exactly
You
as
can
powerful
just
as
speak,
that.
you can just do the confidence,
right.
and you are confident.
Just-
you don't need to do anything to be confident.
Right.
You just be confident.
Just let go. That's it.
Yeah, let go of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
let go of
yeah.
the thought of it needing to be this
Right.
big
Right.
thing in order to become confident.
Right.
So it was such a barrier
Mm.
that I kept on putting myself, a limiting belief
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
needed to do something to become confident.
Yeah.
What did actually help is through, is what you were saying, is by you being embarrassed, realizing you weren't you weren't ready to show off.
Right.
It wasn't even like you realized that wasn't even, you were doing it for the wrong
That was
reasons
wrong
at that
reason.
point.
Yeah, totally wrong reason.
Boom. I feel
Yeah.
it. Wrong reason.
Yeah.
Now you learn your lesson.
Yeah.
So let me try to do it for the right reason. Now you're gaining a sense of pride and confidence.
That's right.
It's like you got this type of feeling. Now you're doing it for the right reasons.
And if I could add to that, just also just people are doing their own thing. This is not a class for, like I say, style. So if I'm in this class and I'm going through this uncomfortable feeling, I have to just learn how to be uncomfortable with the feeling of myself. My heart's like, I have to feel that feeling. So there's this false feeling, perception out there that this person is watching you is going to judge you.
Hmm.
And even if they do, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You're
Mhm.
still
It doesn't
the
change.
person, yeah.
Yeah.
You're still the person that you have to be with every day, all the time, for
Yeah,
the rest of your life.
yeah.
So you better enjoy your feeling, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And this self, it cannot be seen. And that's the other. Why would you go looking for something you can't see? It's like, I found myself. What does that mean? Like all these,
Terms.
perceptive terms and, metaphors. It's unseen, but it's all an image, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just energy.
Yeah, I
And
was
once
saying
you-
that
yeah,
there were
it's so
like
deep, man.
there were like three selves
You
that
must
I,
know that. Oh, yeah, sorry.
that I've been thinking about, and it's the version of yourself
Mm-hmm.
the version of you that
Mhm.
other people know,
Mm-hmm.
and then the version of you that you think other people think that they know of
Mhm.
you. So like their perception of me,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's also the perception of what I think you think of me.
Yeah, right. That's yeah. It's
Those
just
are
a
the
lot.
three.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
see,
like
yeah.
if you really disconnect those other two, you would be able to connect with
Right.
yourself
One,
way
yeah,
way
one
more.
man,
That's
yeah.
all this other stuff is the ego,
Fluff,
your
yeah.
perception
Yeah.
of what
What we
people think
of
of
each
you.
other and all that
Yeah.
game, man.
But that's what they
smoke screen.
that's what they want you to think. That's what
Yeah.
capitalism and
Yeah.
you buy this, you feel better. That's
Mhm.
all brainwashing.
It sure is.
And
That's why I said our brand is the number one desired perception brand. Be yourself. Yourself is the number one desired perception. Right? It should be.
Mhm.
It should be you. It shouldn't be, these other names. I don't want to name any names, but,
yeah,
people actually, because the definition of a brand I learned was it's a desired perception. It's a image that you desire. You keep buying it all the time. Why do you desire this perception? Oh, because they created a feeling from an image and you like it. Wait, but it should be you or the feeling
Yeah.
you desire. You are the feeling. Your heart of love is the feeling you need to desire all the time and the most, because that's what's going to propel you every day, every second, the breath, right? For the rest of your life. Not the shoe, not the thing, not the car.
Yeah.
You know, some of them, I used to have the car, and I used to feel like, man, I just arrived. Yes.
Yeah, everyone's gonna see this.
Yeah, that's the commercial. That's the image they made for that purpose. You know, I think it was Range Rover. We just arrived. Well, where did I arrive?
Yeah.
You know, I'm in driving a luxurious vehicle. I'm important.
Yeah.
I'm big man. I'm big. You know, I'm the top dog. Blah blah blah. And people buy that image all day long.
Mm.
And it's very important, I think. And you can tell me what you think about it. You know, it doesn't matter. You know where you are. As long as you're yourself, you can thrive anywhere with anyone.
Yeah.
Millionaire, poor, the person on the street that has no money, perceptively. You know, it's just that kind of vibe, man. You just vibe naturally, not because this person has influence or money or, you know, clout.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the president, I'm the senator. You can't talk to me. I got to get my entourage, get permission.
Talk to my secretary.
Yeah. You know, make a meeting and I might have a conversation with
Yeah.
you. Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, all these people, man, got a lot of money. Guess what? They're looking for.
Themselves.
They're looking for everything. Yes, the feeling. I'm like, okay. So
Yeah.
now I know. I didn't know that before.
Yeah, I felt very envious of celebrities. Oh, they have all this money
Stuff.
and radio personalities, and I would just look up to people
Yeah.
so quickly.
Right.
When I was like, oh, they figured it out.
Right.
They have so much stuff.
Sheesh. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like we're really just all kind of in the same
Yeah.
place of trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it just changed my perception that I thought everyone else had the answers, which they don't. And then I start looking at people as just like that, just
Yeah,
like
right.
we're all just figuring it out. We're not like
On a journey trying to figure it out.
you might be a little bit ahead of my journey,
Right,
but
right,
it's
right.
like we're not on a race.
Yeah. Right.
You know, this
It's not a
like,
race
I'm,
and it's not
I'm
your
going to
thing.
my own destination,
yeah.
and just because someone else figured out whatever worked for them, that they,
Yeah.
you know, there's always a it's like there's always a side effects.
Yep.
There's always a side effect to something. So just because you have really quick found success doesn't necessarily mean you know how to handle your
Yeah.
your personal relationships.
Yeah. And it's not for you also. It's not. Yeah.
And it's like there's a balance in this world, like in life, that when you have too much of something,
It's no
you
good.
are now lacking something else that you need to figure out. And a lot of these rich people are kind of, they're not too happy because they they've been able to hide their feelings or distract themselves because they have so much to distract themselves from.
Yeah, it really is.
But it's like through that pure disconnect, being able to disconnect from it is where you start to find that true meaning of happiness.
It is so true, brother.
And it's like the sense, you know, when I was like growing up, I wanted to like learn how to have conversations with people, and I never understood even like in social settings,
Right.
how to have like fun experiences.
Right.
Like I didn't know what
Yeah,
things
join
fun.
the
I just
club.
was part of it. I was like,
Right.
oh, I'm just going along with it. I
Right.
don't know how to
Yeah.
how do I be the creator of fun?
Right.
You know, and so then you actually learn this more and more, like as you go partying and you go out dancing, you meet people
Yeah,
where it's like people are going to a venue to experience something that will make them happy, drinking or distracting
right.
themselves from
Right.
or partying or dancing, the women or whatever it is. But it's like I show up because that's like it is my time to share my
Right.
feeling with everyone, and then through that feeling, it attracts
That's right.
the
Beacon of light.
similar people, and
Yeah.
those people that are now we're actually having fun.
Vibing, right.
We're having a lot of fun together. So I think it's when you start seeing things through that lens of let me unleash my energy instead of let me see what I can get from it. You start to the relationship
let
with
go. Give, yeah.
yourself and giving to others, and,
Yeah.
and seeing what actually is what's that finding that source of happiness. It changes because you think you're trying to get happiness.
Right,
No,
right,
you're
right.
actually trying to give
Yeah,
happiness.
right.
The more you give happiness, the more happy you become.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
that's
have to
kind
go
of what
through
I've learned from even just going out
journey.
dancing.
Right.
It's like you realize you're out dancing, you see a pretty girl, and you're like, oh, let me go talk to her.
Right.
And then you talk to her and she rejects you.
Yeah, it's like,
And what happened to your happiness?
Right.
It disappeared.
Oh,
It's
power.
like, damn. Yeah, it's like, why did
Right.
why did you lose your power like that?
just like that.
Because you were
feeling.
depending
Yeah.
on your happiness on someone else
Someone
at that
else.
moment.
That's
You
so
you were
deep,
trying
bro.
to seek something from
Yeah,
someone that
yeah.
you felt like you didn't have at that moment. Why?
It's so deep what you're saying.
But
bro.
unless you actually just give
Just
that,
be,
you
yeah.
actually
Yeah. Just be yourself. Yeah, it's the same thing. Don't. Yeah, I feel you, brother. I resonate with that. I think a lot of guys, women too, they struggle with that.
mm,
Just being and letting go and not trying to get something. Or they they just look for it in the wrong ways. This BU is like it's like the most common denominator. It's one circle. It's what I mean. It's like the common ground. And you think of grounding. It's the base, and without it, you can't like be that. You can't be the party starter because you never had the base. You need to be rooted. And the root is the foundation that gives you the balance and stability. So you're not gonna feel weird when the girl says, "Well, no, I don't want to dance with you," and you're gonna be like, "All right, just
Yeah.
dance with the next girl who's, would be glad to do it."
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, "Well, look at them having fun," So it's that kind of thing. You just really need to be vibrationally firm in your heart.
yeah.
And that's what happens when you let go. And a lot of people are very, really afraid. But I resonate with what you say a lot. I think a lot of guys struggle with that. Yeah. Because one, they haven't even tapped into the feminine energy. Most guys are like, me, I'm a man. I'm gonna
Oh,
lift
yeah.
weights only. Me dance? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I only dance in the nighttime. With some alcohol.
yeah. When I'm drunk, I have something
Yeah,
in my
alcohol courage, right?
Yeah.
We've been through it. So now I know the secret. I'm like, all right, man. Look, I literally take guys by the hand, walk them inside. I walk them inside to the dance floor, man, because they're so. I already know what it is.
Boom. So, I guess speaking of kind of like
So much.
finding
to say.
yourself
Yeah.
and finding a source of happiness, who are your role models?
Role models.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, that's deep. Role models.
Who do you look up to? You look
I
up
don't-
to anybody?
I don't look
Anyone
up to
that's
anyone,
done
bro.
something that you're like, oh wow, like I admire that, or
I gotta say I don't, man.
'cause you do talk about this one, the writer of The Matrix. You
Oh,
talk about
yes,
her a
yeah,
lot.
I did talk about Sophia Stewart. Yes, because her work was profound. I mean, they stole her stuff, and everybody loved the movie The Matrix, right? And Terminator. They were great movies back in the '80s, right? Well, at least Terminator was, and then they had some other ones. But the point is, she wrote that, and just her journey was profound because if you're an artist, a writer, you need to protect your work. And if you don't know what could happen, she protected her work, and they still, try to take it in every way. So it's a very good lesson in the books that she has that she talks about and illustrates how to, just look out for number one, which is you. Your art, your work, and everything that you've worked for, man. It's deep. It's deep. But yeah, the Oracle. Yes, I called her up and I was like, "Yo, I'm the one, Neo in the Matrix." She's like, "What, boy?"
Yeah.
So yeah, I am. Now I'm not the one, man.
Oh really? She took that.
We're all the
title away?
ones.
Really?
Yeah, we're all the ones. Yeah, but there is something to say about this whole 639 and 314.
Speaking to the mic.
I even called what's his name, Marco. I was like, Marco, what's up with the 639, man? He's like, it's a palindrome, man. It's not 639, it's 396. 396 in Vortex math, which just means this is something we're talking about. And I was like, well, what 639? I don't get it because 63 and 9 is my birth, and it's not 396. So he was trying to break down why that is distinctively different. And since I'm not a mathematician, right, scientist, astrophysicist, and none of that stuff, it's hard to understand.
I think we're all scientists, really,
Yeah, we are.
because we're all just trying to like poke at stuff, poke at reality, and see what the
I'm
answers
still in
we get from
kindergarten.
it. Yeah.
After talking to him, I'm still in kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he's already out of this world. I'm like, all right. But yeah, I feel you. I agree, man.
But yeah,
Researching.
you also were mentioning how you were willing to pay a whole bunch of money to go see Floyd Mayweather.
Oh yeah.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
To meet him at a dinner.
Well,
Why?
yeah,
is
because
he
of
so
the shoe.
significant?
Because of the shoe. I was just something I was thinking about with this shoe. I was thinking about how can I, promote these shoes, man. And I was thinking about it, and of course, sure enough, the mother of the Matrix, Sophia Stewart, she said, she reached out to me and was like, hey, you might want to check out this event randomly. And apparently, I think Mayweather was getting like an Icon Award. So she's like, I reached out to the person that was running that, And it was like, well, it's $1,500. It's red carpet. It's a big event. Come on down. I was like, all right, I'm going to this. Because all I got to do is bring my shoes and maybe, I'll be obviously at the table where he's going to be sitting and all that. So 30 people, a chance, an opportunity. I was willing to $1,500, 2,000, 3,000, whatever. So I didn't go because I think they canceled it. So,
But you felt like it was like there's a mess. It's kind of a message behind there. It's like you're willing to risk certain things.
Yeah.
We're gonna risk money to try to make opportunities.
yeah, absolutely. You gotta try.
As
you
a-
don't try, you get to zero. That's just
Yeah.
basic standard first grade type.
So have you tried
lessons.
that with other artists? Oh, other influencers?
Yes, I have. I've reached out to some people who, a young lady, her name is Nachan. It's
Nachan?
Naechann, I think. She's on Instagram. She just signed a professional. She's a pro athlete, man.
Oh, wow.
She does
Well, what does she do?
calisthenics, and I follow her. She does pull-ups, push-ups. She's a beast in calisthenics.
Oh well.
She
Yeah,
is. She's a leader.
I'm trying to get really good at
Yeah,
calisthenics.
yeah. She went to represent the USA. Matter of fact, I think it's tomorrow.
Oh wow.
She's doing it tomorrow. So yeah.
What is she doing?
She's representing the USA in calisthenics in Germany.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I reached out to her, asked her would she represent the BU gear, and of course she was. I'm so grateful she did.
She said yes.
Yeah, and so you just gotta ask, and it shall be open or given. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, just ask. And
So what does that mean? So she's gonna wear your shoe?
I don't know if
or-
she's gonna wear it, but she's already wore. Just her wearing it is, she believes in the idea of what representing young girls, because she's a positive role model, and so young people need to. I follow her. Young people, need to follow her because it's positive. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It's very simple.
So she's gonna be competing in the Olympics.
It's kind of like the Olympics, but for calisthenics. You know what I mean?
Okay. Is it
Like,
like
remember what you were trying to do? Hold for 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she'd probably hold for 4 or 5 minutes. Man.
Oh, we gotta up the time.
yeah,
when she
you
sees
you
her.
should take your money.
I'll
bro.
lose money.
Oh yeah,
So,
you will
we
be
gotta-
bankrupt.
I'll go in debt. I'll
Oh
go in
yes,
debt.
you guys gonna have to find a new gig or
Yeah.
yes,
a
seriously.
new job.
All of the above, man.
A
So,
slipperier bar.
if people are following her, you have to find a new everything. No, I'm so serious. Yeah,
Yeah.
she can do pull-ups, muscle-ups. I tried muscle-ups.
Oh, can
I
you
still
do
I
it?
still can't do it.
I bet how many pull-ups can you do?
I probably like 20.
So you
20
could
pull-ups.
definitely do a muscle up.
Yeah.
If you could do 10
I have to just
pull-ups,
do it
you could
right.
do a muscle
yeah,
up.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, tried it.
If you're going to the gym
Damn.
today, 6.
As a matter of fact, yeah, it's about
If you
that
go to the
time.
gym with,
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll
Yeah.
show you how to do a muscle up.
Yeah, because we have a dance event today.
Okay.
6:45.
Perfect. Right
Outside at Rockville Town Square. So
If you end up
that'd
coming
be good.
through.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym and then go to that's the ritual. Gym,
okay.
then dance.
So then I'll show you
That's the
how to
science.
do a muscle up because it's going to be much easier than you think.
I believe. Yeah. Yeah. How many do you do?
The most I've done in a row is 6.
Sheesh.
And
That's
there's a
crazy.
challenge. So I've been finding these challenges online.
Mhm.
So one challenge I found, you do 5 muscle ups,
Mhm.
50 dips, 30 pull ups,
Mhm.
60 push ups,
Right.
and then another 5 muscle ups to end.
All
All under 6 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's
And so you set the timer,
that's good.
and I was able to do it in 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And so my friend Onan,
Yeah.
it was his turn,
Yeah.
and so he did all of them.
Right.
Besides, he got onto the muscle ups at the end,
Mhm.
and he had 4 minutes. He did it in 4 minutes, but then he had to do 4 muscle ups,
Mhm.
and it
It was
took him
harder.
4 minutes to do 4 muscle ups because he was so winded. He was so
Yeah.
tired.
So he did it like not backwards.
So he he
Just-
did it. He did all of the required movements, but he just
He tried a
got hung
strategy
up.
to make.
His,
Okay.
his strategy was to go all out
Okay.
really fast
Yeah.
on the beginning, and he lost so much energy he
Interesting.
couldn't maintain it. So
I
mine was to
understand.
go slow, like
Right. Pace yourself. Right.
even the push-ups. I did
Right.
10 push-ups.
Sure.
Pause. Another 15.
Right.
Pause.
Right.
10. Instead of trying to do all 60.
Right. Oh man, that's crazy.
So-
yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But same for
Lesson
the
learned.
pull-ups. So,
Mhm.
so yeah, 6 minutes, and then doing 10 burpees
Mm-hmm.
in 1 minute
Yeah.
for 10 minutes.
Jesus.
That's another challenge right there.
Burpees. I love burpees. I hated those things.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Oh, we felt them in our glutes last week.
Yeah.
Got it in 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Sheesh.
I think we could do it in 9.
Yeah.
But
We can do anything. In this
Yeah.
phase,
So you're
No big
very
deal.
physically fit. Do you you gotta do some sort of workouts that we don't know about.
No, man, I just lift weights and dance. That's been a ritual since the beginning.
How do you stay
Yeah.
like healthy? Because lifting weights, you can mess up your joints, mess up your bones.
Oh man, you know what's crazy? Jerry Tennant, he was also someone that I read about. His story was so profound. Jerry Tennant, he's an ophthalmologist, and his story is, he's an older gentleman, senior, and he's an ophthalmologist, MD, and he's doing performing eye surgery on people, and he said he suffered from encephalitis. What is that? I don't know, but
Okay.
it crippled him, where he was in the bed for 18 hours, right? And he said because he's a doctor and he tried other institutions and doctors to help him, they couldn't solve his problem. So when he had time, 3 or 4 hours, he would read about microbiology.
Okay.
And sure enough, he healed himself. Because this guy was, bedridden. He said when he started doing surgery, he would just had tremors and start shaking, and that just was not going to work if you're doing eye surgery, all of a sudden. So, yeah. So he healed himself through, just going deep into what you can't see, which is, you look at things from a micro standpoint. In the cells, he said the cells basically need electricity to run, and they need a certain amount of voltage, specifically a certain amount. And so he went deep. He also created a biomodulator, right, to heal places in your body when the cells die, like a car battery. When your battery dies, you just charge it back up. So it's that kind of type of a device that he created to heal people. And so, what was I saying about Jerry? He,
So he's an inventor of that.
well, he's the inventor. And that thing costs $5,000, man. I'm like, let me go buy that thing,
So you have
$500.
it?
No, 5,000. No.
Oh, okay.
500. I could have bought one, but I thought it was 500. But it's 5K. Then you can actually, heal people.
Just
provide it
rejuvenate your
as a-
cells.
Yes, you can. So he provides this service and the tool also. He wrote a book. Now, what I wanted to say earlier was he talked about how the body's basically electricity, right? It's like a big battery. Our muscles act like the battery for the system, right? For the heart, most importantly, because we live in the heart. So the function of the muscle, I didn't know the muscle had a function besides moving, but the function of the muscle is to create electricity. Because when you're moving, you're creating electrons, right? And I'm like, this is fascinating. So the purpose of muscle is to create electricity, so the real you that lives inside this heart will stay there, right? Because you need the electricity
Yeah,
every
the
day,
pump.
right? So it's it altered like some of the reasons why I'm training, lifting, and dancing, because dance, like I said, it with this water, right?
Yeah,
Connected
connects
to
to the
water,
frequency.
keeps you younger. So much other things. What does it do? It just keeps you younger, man. It
Yeah.
makes you better. I do both, and when I know that when you're in the gym, when they're making a sword,
Yeah.
the way they make it is they pound out the metal, then they stick it into the fire or the water, both, right? Pound the metal, fire, water, and they just shape it. And eventually, that's what I was doing. When you're in the gym, you lifting the weights, right? You're pounding out the metal, right? And dancing is the cardio. And when you look at how energy moves, it doesn't move this way. So if you're on a treadmill doing this thing, people know it's boring because energy doesn't flow that way, back and forth. It actually goes this way. You know what I mean? It does this,
Interesting.
and this is why it feels good. And you start dancing, and you're like, ooh, all that stuff. So I just started incorporating these principles and philosophies into what I do, and I think about it. And so, you just become what you think about eventually.
So you learned so your working out is more calisthenics, or like you do a lot of dance, but what other types of exercises
I
do you
just
do?
dance every day. That's it.
But like you
I
lift
lift weights
too?
and I dance. Yeah, I do. It's like the
I've never
ritual.
seen you lift a weight.
Whenever
I'm
it's crazy. I know you're right. But I lifted you guys one time. Yeah,
But what'd you lift?
we were doing like some chest, not chest press. We were doing some sort of flies, I think.
Oh, so you did theater or anything like that in college? You went to college?
I went to college. It wasn't the best experience, when you broke. You ain't nothing. You just trying, man. But I did. I was really afraid, right? This is where fear comes in, man, with acting and singing. And I would do these accents all the time.
Yeah.
Right? When I was a kid, I was like randomly just talking like British and blah, blah, blah. Or I do my Latin accent, my street slang. hey, take it easy on me, Holmes. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know, like that kind of thing. I'm like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
And then my African accent, I'm like, why am I talking like this? It would just randomly come out. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
You know, it's like somebody's like hitting the button up there. All right, now accent.
Mm.
My sister, please, I would listen. My brothers,
Let me tell you something.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
My brothers are my sisters. But no, so all this stuff would just come out, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to be an actor or something.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, it is so. But I'm so afraid back as a child, like, to be out there. You know, and I see all these actors, you know, getting in trouble and all kind of stuff. I was like, you know what, I'm good. You know, and so I started to slowly do some gigs.
Oh, you did some acting.
Some gigs. I did a gig here and there.
You were like selling toilet paper.
No. I did some real gigs.
Okay.
Real gigs mean it's like just jobs, right? Which is I've had every job on the sun.
Yeah.
So they were like acting gigs, if you know what I mean, gigs.
What kind of acting gigs?
Well, they weren't really acting gigs; they were just jobs. There was so many.
I was acting like an
Yeah.
employee.
So I was a pizza man. That was my acting gig, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I was a mailman.
You were?
I worked for UPS. Man, that's what I'm trying to
Really?
tell you. I
You
was a
did?
delivery guy. Yeah. I did all these things. I was in the military. I'm telling you.
You were in the military?
Yes,
For how long?
exactly. He's like, 6 months.
Okay.
Nothing to brag about. This is what I'm saying.
That's
Hey,
still good. That's still good.
it's all good.
Hey, okay.
It's you know, the mission called for it. So, you know, it's all the stuff I did. It's all relative, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because if you're gonna be a philanthropist, you gotta like be in there to find out what it's like. Even being a CEO of your company, you know, I used to own 2 restaurants, bro. I've done everything and I've seen everything, but there's more to see. But now that I became what I'm, you know, I've done what I've never done. I've became what I've never been, and by doing what I've never done, that's really what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
So that's deep, and so everything is full encompass. I had to go to this classes. I had to go to each class, you know what I'm saying, to become a philanthropist.
And each job was like a class.
It's literally like a class, man. I failed a lot of times, but you know what? Failure is how the muscle grows.
You remember one
Fail,
like,
and it grows, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you fail so many times.
Dude, I've been fired from so many jobs. I just
Cancer, that's that cancer vibe,
Yeah,
bro. I'm
yeah,
telling
I've
you.
been fired.
Do you know why that is?
Yeah, I do. It's because I ate pizza when I wasn't supposed to. That was one job. That was at a pizza place. They were giving pizza. Or at least one person was. All right. Anyway, the manager caught me eating pizza on the job. And they didn't
I'm
like
laughing, man. It's too funny.
That you
yeah.
got almost fired for
I
that?
got fired for some stupid shit too. Excuse my
Yeah.
French. Let me see. What I get
I
fired
got
for?
fired for getting a girl's number once
Sheesh, man.
on Black Friday.
Weren't you grateful that you got fired for?
You know, I
look back?
begged for that job back
Oh,
too.
oh, did you?
I did. When I was working at American Eagle.
Sheesh. But I mean, you're here now. Aren't you glad?
Dude, I've been unemployed for
Yeah.
like the last 6
You're
years.
free, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I've been employed by myself. You know,
Right,
that's
that's what I'm saying.
what I'm
You-
saying. It's
you-
like
you
I've had to
move-
work much harder.
Yeah, you move how you're supposed to. And cancers don't follow rules too well. I don't know if you knew that.
I do know that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
It's because they're the ones that run the show, and so it's hard. It's a power struggle for other people to try to manage and handle a cancer because their vibrations is the heart. I run the show when I show up. I'm not saying me personally,
Yeah.
but the frequency and vibration of what it is, right? Because in the center, you think about it, it's the hottest time of the year, right? Cancer, when you came in as a being of light. It's very uncomfortable. It's the hottest time, energetically speaking. So your energy, right, comes from both sides, if that makes sense.
What about people that live in Australia? December would probably be the hottest time.
I don't know. I'm just talking about here and now, man.
Okay.
I don't know. That's another level of,
All right.
of the circle on the other side of
Okay.
the world. You know what I mean? But I believe it stands the same way, man. Like that vibration is interesting. You know, in the center of anything, anywhere you are, the center
Yeah.
is the energy is going to be what it is at the center, right? Think about it. You know?
I've seen those bowls. I have a friend who
That's the
does the
Sun-
noise, the
yeah,
frequency
sun- yeah.
bowls.
sun bowl or something. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff is real.
Yeah, and they just sit around in a dark room,
I haven't
can
done
some
that yet.
candles, and then just make some noise.
Make some noise. That stuff is real.
Yeah,
It's real. It's powerful, man.
It's healing.
I haven't tried it yet, but I've tried it. You know
Have
what
you
I mean?
tried other healing practices?
Yeah, great question, man. No. Besides sitting in the sun now and just letting go, like with the bee, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's not standard operating procedure, but because you could be allergic to a bee and
Let that bee eat you.
yeah, I'm out because if I was Wayne, no,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
do that.
Don't do that.
No, I'm doing me. My
Yeah.
bad.
This is not legal advice.
That's right. The busy bee. No, man. So
Mm.
there's a lot of things going on, brother.
Yeah, man. So, what's next for you, man?
What's next for the Be Yourself movement?
Or Wayne, Christopher?
So it's got
artist.
I got so much going on now. All of a sudden, man. Now that I've found everything and I found myself, I've got a book coming out, right? I've got this choreography that I'm doing for an online dance platform.
Okay.
So I got to put that together. I've got this STEM thing going on for girls. I got to put that together. I'm doing a dance event for that to support that. What else? Did I say something about this amazing song that I've got coming out? Done by Rabbis Ordway, the producer. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
It's crazy. I can't wait either, man.
Can we hear something from you?
Yeah, well, man.
Can we hear like a cipher or a rap or something like
cipher
a
rap?
saying?
Can I get a beat? Maybe anything. Hey, I think this is the right way. We are vibing on the old way. We are vibing, thriving, sun vibing. You get it? Hey, we deep within the down within the thing. That's what we do. Just fuck it up. We fuck it up big, and that's what you gotta do. Like, we don't care.
Yeah, let go. Let go.
Yeah,
That's
no
it.
judging. We don't
Yeah.
judge, and that's what you should do too. Don't judge. Just
Yeah.
be yourself.
Dude, it's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to hear
Mm-hmm.
the song when it's out.
We gonna be on stage performing.
Yeah, performing that stage.
Yeah,
You're
it's
gonna be
gonna be
doing dancing, instructional videos
Yes,
online.
yes,
People
yes.
can see you,
Mm-hmm.
and learn from you. They can find you on your website,
Yes,
which you
yes,
plug right
yes.
now if you want.
Yes, that's beyourself314.com. Click on Join Dance Community if you are local to the DMV. That's right. Come dance with us. We dance everywhere outside, and it's awesome, man.
That is what's up. And
Mm-hmm.
you've shown me some dance moves too, and
That
it's real
was-
easy to follow.
Right.
And it's really fun too because
Yeah.
you do the moves. We do one right now. We could do
You do two that way. You do two this way.
man, do this way.
Yeah, then you do some. What is it? Crunches.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah. So he's
Yeah,
great
nothing to do with
energy.
dance, right? It was just all exercising.
Just great energy
Yeah.
and
Thank you, brother.
overall great human being.
Mhm.
So a lot to come from you.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me, brother.
And
Yes, sir.
yeah, where can I find you? Do you have Instagram or anything like that?
I do have an Instagram. It's called the letter B, letter U, 314 Fitness. Yes, that's BU 314 Fitness. And
There
if
we
you
go.
can't find it on the website at beyourself314.com. At the bottom of the page, you click on the icon, Instagram icon.
Cool.
So yeah, thank you very much.
Nice.
It's a pleasure,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
man.
I enjoyed hanging out with you, brother. Let's do this again.
Absolutely,
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
My man.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
We got washers just coming out of nowhere.
Washes?
Washers
Oh my
on washers,
lord.
yeah.
What the?
But yeah, go check us out on the Producer Pod on IG and obviously on YouTube because we're always uploading videos every other week. We have very interesting guests and more to come. So go check us out there. Also on Patreon. This is crowd funded. We're not getting paid to do this. We're just doing this for fun for now.
Yes, we're bringing the value to
Yeah,
you.
bring the
so
value. Just
please
like
help
sharing,
support. Yeah.
sharing the value. So
Yeah.
go check us out on Patreon, and just like $5 goes a long way.
It
you know,
does,
so,
man. Yeah.
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 So stay tuned, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Yes, sir.
Good job, brother. That was fun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
it.
I'm always. I always call it. Obviously, I'm always outcasting.
Oh yeah.
I'm always outcasting the Jeep. I already said we should put some cameras and just
Yeah,
drive
just to like.
drive outside and outcast all day long, bro. Like just driving anywhere is the cast.
Is the casting itself.
Yeah. So
We are always coming at you live. We're always.
and we're live,
Wherever we go.
bro. Yeah, yeah.
We're still alive, you know?
Yeah, I do know.
You can't
Yeah.
find the there's
Dishwasher. Yeah, I eventually I'm gonna have a channel, man, a BU channel. So
Oh, on YouTube?
well, wherever it's going to be, but the channel is for to channel positivity, so people can see different things.
Mm?
of positivity. Young people are doing good things, positive things in the neighborhoods. I don't see that. Do you see that? I stopped watching TV and stuff
Yeah, I
like
don't
that.
really watch TV,
But I think it
but
needs to be seen.
you think, yeah, just
All
kind
big
of
time. All these images of
displaying
Yeah.
of good role
booty
model.
shaking.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah,
kind of
and you see it. They're wearing these short pants,
yeah, it is kind of
showing all their shit.
what is it called? The youth. It's when it's influencing negatively on the youth.
The music they're making, these artists they're following, wherever it is, they're
We
following.
sound like old people though. Old people say this stuff.
They may say it, but it's the truth, bro. You know, it's because eventually those young people are going to get old, and if they're not going to want to get disrespected by a younger person, you know, it's just full circle. You know.
Yeah,
so-
but you know, when you're young, you don't think about those kind of things. You think about what's popping right now. What can we do to get attention?
Sorry, yeah.
How do
that's
we
true.
make
It's
it in this
poppin', it's
world?
cool.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
how do we stand out? It's all the stuff we were talking about.
How do we stand
but
out?
it's
Yeah.
just like trying to get attention. A lot of it is just attention.
Yeah, if I may interject, I agree, man. It's and it's hard. And this one video I watched today, this one guy in I think it was TikTok. He wanted to prove a point, right? He's a professor. There's like 5 or 6 people in this class. So randomly he says to the one girl, "I don't like you. Get out." Yes, I'm not gonna say it again a second time. She's like, "With me?" Yes, you. I'm not saying it again. I don't like you. Get the fuck out of my class. He did it like that. And of course, every other student, no one said anything. They were like shocked. Because he's a professor, right? So he says, "All right, can anyone tell me what justice is?" Well, not justice, but what law is. And so someone said justice, someone said rules, and da-da-da-da. And so he's like, "Well, all the things you're saying is right. So why didn't any one of you stand up for what's right, which is justice? You didn't defend that girl. You didn't defend her at all. You didn't come at me and attack me for being unkind and saying these things." And so he's like, he said something like, "You had to put you through it for you to see it, because if you didn't go through it, you wouldn't understand this. It would take the longer time to understand the message and the point. You know, if you believe in something, you need to stand up for it. None of you did. You told me what the definition was, but none of you stood up to defend something that was right."
Well, that was wrong.
Yeah, wrong. Excuse me. Right.
Yeah.
It was wrong. Yeah. And which is just, what he said was wrong. And he just kicked her out. This is obviously,
The
a
simulation.
skit. Yeah. It wasn't real, but it was real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like no one else knew.
Probably. Yeah. It's probably just them too. Yeah. So it was just interesting to see. And people
Yeah.
need to stand up. People need to stand up, young, old, but it doesn't really matter. And it starts with LOVE, man. That's where it is.
Yeah.
You got to stand up for love. And it's not a style, age. It's just, vibe, man.
Yeah, exactly. Lead by example.
Yeah.
That's what we need more of.
Yeah, man.
Is leaders that are willing to show instead of just talk about it.
Yeah, it's so profound, man. Like, it's not cool to, because you're not an employee at LA Fitness, for example, or in any gym, but it might not be cool because it's not your job. But in the gym, when the water fountain is nasty as hell, when people are making their drinks and all kinds of powder, it looks really gross.
Yeah.
Well, you should clean it because it's your house.
Yeah.
It's not your job because you don't work for the company, right? But you should have the heart to just do it because it's right. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah, like
So-
if you see a pot and it's tipped over and you have all this the plants and the manure and everything on the
Yeah.
ground. You're going, at least for me,
Yeah.
if it's making a big mess, I'm gonna put everything back in the pot and put it back in place.
Don't wait for somebody to tell you to do it. Just this is where grounding comes in, man. It's so deep.
You see the inconvenience in it. It's gonna be inconvenient for a lot of people. So pick it up.
That's right. It could be your
Be that
child
person.
that gets into the thing or causes the accident.
That's where
There's
you
so many
taking
situations.
care of the
Yeah.
community
Yeah, exactly.
plays a part.
I remember one time, man, there was so much trash in the road that I live on. It was everywhere. I'm like, great. It was a lot of trash. So I'm like, well, what would someone else do? I know I picked it up. Somebody might start recording, but look at me doing this thing. But it's not that type of vibe, right? You just go do it, and just keep it moving. So many scenarios and situations, man. When you see trash somewhere, pick it up.
Yeah,
It
just
doesn't
throw it out.
belong. Even in the bathrooms, for
Mm.
example, at Starbucks, the bathroom sometimes, right? There's paper everywhere. I pick it up, bro. I just throw it in the thing. Of course, I use another piece of paper to pick them up.
Mm.
And not only that, people are gonna judge me as like, yo, this guy is nasty as hell. If they see all that stuff
Oh,
is
yeah.
left, there's that also. Not that
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
care, but at the same time, just
Yeah,
do
just-
your best to make it better because it's your house.
Mm.
If I'm doing it, I want to make it clean for you. You can do it for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's really simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think.
just be aware of your surroundings, and
Hmm.
just because someone else didn't do it doesn't mean you shouldn't.
You're not gonna get paid, but you're gonna get paid.
Yeah, you're actually you're giving back. You're paying it forward.
Yeah, exactly, man.
So
It's
yeah, I
deep.
believe that too.
Yeah,
And
strongly
I don't do
believe
it always, but
Right,
you know, I
right.
try
Me
to
either, yeah. Build
think
a
about
habit
that.
of it,
You know,
right?
like the more you do it, the even you just feel good about it.
People watch us. You know what I'm saying? They see, and a young person will definitely follow you when they see that.
Mm.
I strongly believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of teenager, a lot of 18-year-olds, boys, men, looking up to me at the gym. I see it more and more.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I have a physique that they
Yeah.
want to obtain.
Yeah.
But then there's more to it. You know,
Of
I'll
course.
start talking to them about the ideologies of what helped me got to where I
Right.
am. And they're willing to listen.
That's
They're
right.
willing to really like be respectful, and I see that willingness to learn.
Yeah.
And then some have become my students for martial arts.
Yeah.
And I think just being able to fortify your mind, fortify your body,
Yeah.
being able to control your thoughts,
Yeah.
your actions, and then also your movement. Being in control of your body,
Yeah, it's relative.
you have a better ability to navigate in this world,
It's a crazy world. Yeah.
and
It's
that's
very
where a lot
important.
of the confusion comes from,
Mm-hmm.
is not knowing how to or where or why. So
And they follow. They think this is the way. To wear this stuff, to be cool, to be in, to fit in. But really, that's not the way. It's like the trap of all
So
traps.
yeah, kind of like being willing to give that knowledge to people that are willing to listen.
Yeah, I think that's big for them listening to for a young person in that age to listen and ask questions when they come up to someone,
Yeah, how'd you
that
get
just
that
looks.
big?
Yeah, exactly. They don't know what they're getting into. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
they just see great physique. This guy must know what he's doing, and then they realize, oh, this guy is sharper than what he
Yeah,
looks.
there's way more to it that I
Oh.
had to learn.
I can be just like this guy and be cool and calm and there's so many.
There's so many. But the thing is, I bet you you're
layers.
gonna find more often than not someone who is thinking more in the like, oh yeah,
Ego.
yeah, well, ego side of things. Someone actually asked me. I was at Chipotle today, and someone asked me, "Hey man, how much can you curl?"
Oh right. Oh god.
And
yeah.
so I said,
God.
I can lift pretty well.
right,
Like I
yeah.
do pretty well for
Right.
like so.
Right.
I didn't have to tell him how much.
Right.
Because he wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
But even for when it comes to benching or anything like
Sure,
that,
sure,
I don't need to tell
Not
anyone.
necessary. Right.
Because what does it
Man,
matter?
And it's not. I don't even think that's the real question that they really want to ask. I think what they're really trying to say is, man, I think you got a great physique, brother. You
Yeah.
look really good. And I think a lot of people are afraid to say something that may deceptively seem nice and kind and on the feminine side. I'm gonna be the macho guy. Yeah, I'm gonna do you best. I think that's really where that comes from. Just how to be honest and say the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's organic to say, yo, man, you look great, brother. Like,
Yeah.
people are afraid of this because
Yeah.
they think I ain't gay, motherfucker. All this
Yeah.
bullshit. Like, nah,
That's-
man, it's
yeah,
real.
that's not
real.
it. For some reason. But
So they
they try to
hide.
hide from
mask
it.
it.
But
Yeah, they really mask a lot.
yeah,
pretty
so
well.
that's why I try to just invite anyone to work out with me. If you want to learn how to get
Right.
what I got, like
It's trained. I've done your training, man. I was like, Jesus, these knockoffs.
yeah,
I know I'm young.
yeah.
But you know what's crazy? Man, this sometimes I forget I'm 51.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, because when I see my body, I look like a 30-year-old. But you know what I'm saying? I need to manage and pay attention. This is not what it seems. Even though I'm strong and all that, I have to play it safe.
Yeah,
I don't need to go out there and do all that crazy stuff. If that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a longer game to be played.
Yes, there is.
And just being able
Be
to show you
wise.
can
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Don't just be
on
like,
that day.
man, fuck that. Nah, I bet you can't lift 315. Yes, I can. And then, I
now
had
I
a blowout.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I can't because I was showing off. No,
Yeah.
I don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
it's that ego lifting,
Yeah, man, I stay out of that world.
but it's about also longevity, taking care of your body,
Mhm.
recovery is almost as important as the
Mhm.
actual working out itself.
Do you think the recovery part? Because I know for me, I just do stuff daily because I know that it's electricity I'm building. I'm not bodybuilding for building my muscles for mass. So I think that's a distinction.
Mm.
You know, because it's electricity that I'm creating for the heart, or what's inside the heart. And not only that, the other part is the heart has to be vibrationally firm, if that makes sense. So it stays, so the building would stay,
Mhm.
you know, the building would stand firmly, because because this building is vibrating right now to crumble.
Mm.
As time goes on, you know, this building will slowly decay, right?
Yeah.
And it would just fall apart and fall down. So this constant moving has to just be done for that.
So
What do
you
you think
don't.
about
So
that?
it's all about the caramel shots.
Three shots, 14 pumps.
That's a lot, man.
Song coming
How is
soon.
that not gonna?
I don't know, but
Affect you.
I stepped into this, man. Like, 'cause I used to eat breakfast. You know, you're trying to stumble around and do the thing to find the feeling. And then one day I drink this, and then I just didn't eat for a long time. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute here. So it works for me, you know, because if I eat, I go to sleep.
Mhm.
There's that part of it too, because you see, cancer, they're very sensitive. And the deeper you fall in love with self, which is the feeling, you become even more sensitive because the sensation is a power.
Mm.
It's light, right? And if you're up there in the air,
Mhm.
a piece of poop or bird will, right? If you're a plane, it will knock it down.
Yeah.
It's so small, but it's that kind of a
Throw you off
metaphor.
balance.
Yeah. So your sensation is me being, you know, flowing and doing this thing, any little thing knocks me out, man. So for me,
Oh man.
that's how it
So
works.
it just helps you stay in a rhythm.
Yep, it's all about the rhythm and the flow. You know, people need to
Mm.
find their flow. And I found mine, and it lives on 639.
Mm, okay.
That's where I live. Steve, you know,
Mm.
I don't try to live outside of it now, because in Tesla, he would do some crazy stuff. We'd walk around the building twice before he went inside. Did you know about that?
Nah.
Yeah, man, you gotta check that guy out, man. He was doing some insane
Why did he do
stuff.
that?
Because the number was easily divided by 3 or something like that. So he lived in he only checked into rooms that was divisible by 3.
Visible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was like, this is strange, but now I know why. Because he was trying to stay in that flow.
Huh.
Yeah, it's very deep, man.
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of the biggest or the greatest minds had some really interesting quirks.
Einstein, 314. He was born March 14th. Yeah, 314. That's what that is,
Hmm.
which is relative.
Yeah. Bet you they had like some weird ticks that they couldn't live without doing something that would keep them in the right headspace.
Yeah, and when you think about the right headspace, what is the right headspace, right? Because they said he was crazy, Einstein, right? He had some sort of disorder. You know, Tesla, they try to say he was crazy, like, but these people aren't crazy, you know, because they are living in a certain.
Well, they're
Vibration,
crazy
they
in
don't.
our sense because we don't understand how they can tap into such like a deep level of understanding.
And they're so far left with their data and research, you know, where we are trying to understand something. They're so far left that they're right. Did you get that one?
Hmm.
Yeah. Shisha. Yeah.
Got the beat is coming back.
He's so far left, he's right. He's fading, but he's gonna be all right. He needs a couple of 3 shots, 14 pumps. I get it from below and above. That's what it does. Ba-ding, boom, boom, boom. Let him spit some bars. I'm at the beatbox.
Yeah. Okay. Hey. Okay. Yeah. Salam ala Dalai Lama, you assuming I'm a human. What I gotta make, I think I'm superhuman. I'm innovative, made of rubber, so everything say Rika Sage off of me and gets go to you. I'm devastated more than ever, demonstrating how to give a mother effing audience a feeling like I'm levitating and never fading, and the haters are forever waiting for the day I say I fell off because I got to keep them motivated. I make elevating music. You make elevator music.
Music runs the world.
You know where that came from?
No.
That's I made that up. That was a freestyle.
Oh, that's where it came from.
It's all off the dome.
I like that.
Yeah.
Came from
That came from the
inside.
heart right
Came
there.
from the home.
Actually, it came from your beat. It
Came from inside.
came from the music.
Yeah, well, we have same hearts. That's where we're from, bro.
Eminem made that one.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to Eminem. When he came out with that Rap God,
Mm.
you know that song? It was a song he came out with, and he rapped that. He was rapping it really fast, and I was like, oh, I gotta learn how to
Yeah.
rap that. And so it took me a long time
Oh my God.
to get it, but
Rapping fast. What do you think about rapping fast, man?
I think it's a skill. I think it's really cool.
If you can just spit stuff really fast.
I
man.
think the fact that it's just like like something is just like flowing like that.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of freestyle rapping.
Yeah.
Harry Mack,
Mm-hmm.
really dope freestyler, and just like being able to come up with. I also think what you listen to, what you absorb, you start to kind of think similarly, like in a similar way.
Sure.
And so I used to really be about battle rap. I love battle rap. That's where I
Right.
got a lot of my lyrics.
Right.
And it's like if you listen to someone talk in a certain way, you
Yeah.
start picking up certain
Sure.
mannerisms and the
That's
speech
true.
patterns
Yeah.
that they also have,
That's true.
so that you also have you can
Yeah.
embody that
Yeah.
briefly or even for a while.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm watching that stuff, I start to
Get into the zone.
it's easier for me to tap into that similar frequency. So
Interesting.
yeah, that's why I love listening to certain people too, and also not listening to certain people. And just being like, oh, I know that this would be something that'd be a bad. It wouldn't enrich me. It would.
Yes, yeah.
It would take away from my
Yeah.
energy. So I should protect myself from this, or I should be like, oh, this is interesting. This is a new perspective,
Sure.
or interesting. Like this person is intentful with what they're saying.
Yes, that's deep.
I think
man.
having if they're conscious of what they're talking about,
Yeah.
then I'm
That
willing to
resonates.
listen.
Absolutely.
Then someone coming from a place of pain and kind of wanting me to feel what they feel. That's of the wrong place.
Yeah, man. That pain. I stay away from that stuff.
So it's
that's
like
deep.
I still try to listen, but it's not resonating.
It's not resonating in the heart, bro. It's like
Yeah.
you're fighting at this point. It's like, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I resonate with that a lot. With what you're saying, it makes sense.
mm,
Yeah, I do that with dance. You know, like my boy's like, "Yo, pull up," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You know, it's just stay in my lane." You know.
what do you mean?
Well, like for example, going through this journey, I remember I had to literally die, which is do what you've never done, which is stop playing basketball, stop playing soccer, right? Because we always do those things. Doesn't mean I can't do it, but I had to do it for this particular journey. When you think about it, you have to disappear, as they say, right?
Or
So-
reinvent yourself.
Yeah, and that means you are all in. You're committed. No, you shouldn't go over there. You can, of course, you can always go there and go to a party and pull up, party, hang out. But discipline, just be all about this right here, right now. And once you come out this ground, right? Once you do the grounding work, get rooted. Of course, the tree come from the ground. It comes from the ground and it makes this little thing and it starts. Yeah, and that's what you have to do. You can't skip that process. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's it's so many philosophies, metaphors in the one that comes above from the ground when it dies, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to stop doing that stuff, man. Just getting away from it, what you think you should be into,
Oh yeah.
and like cardio. A lot of guys play basketball. That's all they know. That's all they do. They don't even know about this dance fitness.
Yeah,
here.
half the people that go to the gym are just in the
I don't even do that.
playing basketball.
Yeah, this is what they do all their life, kid. I did it, and I just stopped going. I was like, doesn't serve my heart, literally. But this does. I feel good all the time. But you go play basketball, you're not gonna feel good all the time. It's not that vibe. There's no music in there. Number one. Yeah, you can bring your box, but it's not really feeding your heart, if you ask me.
Well, some people it does. It just depends on their background. Depends on what
Well,
it's meaningful
I mean,
to them.
Yeah, because everybody says that, and I ain't saying it's the wrong way. And there's no wrong way to say anything. Like some people like to go boating, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
On the water. That's a different vibration. But and everything you do is a different vibration.
Do you like bowling?
Not really.
We're gonna go bowling
Bowling
next
is
week.
boring, but when you do it with a group of people, it can be fun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, I did it the other day, like 2 weeks ago after the dance party. It was
Oh,
good.
okay.
It was good. It was fun vibes.
Yeah.
So you go do that, and kind of like what happened with the pull-ups.
Yeah.
It was that vibe. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Just
We-
chatting, talking, and just no rules, but there's some rules. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hoping they'll let us back because I talked to the manager.
Oh, you did?
The manager was fine with it,
Which-
but the guy Bush
Got the hat.
yeah, that guy.
Uh-huh.
I talked to him,
Yeah.
and he said that he didn't mind it, but the guy
Mike
who managed.
that came and talked to me with the music. Oh, you probably didn't see.
Oh, I didn't see the
He's like, "Hi, this is my whatever he said. This is my
organizers.
thing, whatever, my lot or something. Do you mind turning that down?" I was like, "Oh no, I turned it down."
Oh, really?
Yeah, the music. And I said, "Some more?" He's like, "Yeah, some more." Some more? He said, "Yes, more." All right. Yeah, so
That was the guy.
That was.
I
think
have
that
to
was the
call
guy.
him.
Yeah, I think that was the guy.
Dang, maybe that's why he didn't like us.
Oh,
Because
who?
that's what
that was the.
he was telling me is that his manager thought it was like a circus,
Oh yeah.
and so that was not good.
I can see why that would have been like a circus. Yeah.
And so
It disrupted the vibration of just strolling and people doing their thing. Yeah. It's okay. So it's a learning.
hopefully
curve.
we're able to come back.
Yeah. The question is, do you want to go back there, or do you want to go to the place that you need to be at, where people?
Well, I mean,
actually,
we made a lot of people happy. They enjoyed it,
Yeah, of course.
and I think it would be great if we can, because
Because there's a place where there's a lot of people
yeah,
all the
lots of people.
time.
Yeah,
Like at the beach.
that's true too. But
You know,
it's
for
not
example.
not right now anymore.
Why not?
It's all closed.
The beach?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I thought the.
not a lot of people after
Oh,
Labor Day.
I
go to
don't
the
know.
beach.
But yeah, But I mean, wherever the people are all the time,
We could go to the beach.
you can go there.
I guess anywhere. I was thinking even DC,
Mm-hmm.
DuPont Circle.
MGM, bro. That shit is.
I don't think they'll let us there though.
Well, shit, it's just about having a permit. Yeah, that's
You
all
gotta
you need is a
you
permit.
gotta find
They're
one.
easy. For example, like Rockville, for example, you just go to the permitting office. To get on this stage is $50. You know what I mean? Just for the permits, $50. You just put your name in, your business name, and I don't know what else you need, but you think it, it's very inexpensive, man. Cause you're just letting the management know, hey, this is what we're gonna be doing. They're like, okay, you can do this,
Okay.
depending on what it is.
So maybe get a permit
Yeah.
in DC.
Yeah, just wherever you're gonna go, just apply or look into what you need to do to have that. Because the other thing is that bar is not safe; it's heavy, and when you readjust it, it went. Rah, rah. So of course it could easily just come out, right? It could easily.
All right, we're cutting this out. We're cutting this out.
I didn't know where it's still on. I didn't know it was still on.
It's safe. It's safe.
Of course it's safe,
It's
but
safe.
of course it is safe because that one.
We adjust it.
There was that 170-year-old guy who got up on there.
Yeah, and he
I mean, a
moved.
lot of people, but no, it was safe. The point is that you just want to
Make sure
ensure.
to reduce risk.
yeah, exactly, just minimize.
Mhm.
That's all I was trying to say,
Yeah.
for that. No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
That is-
yeah.
that's
No,
all
I
I'm trying to
agree. I
say.
agree.
It just needs to be adjusted, man. So.
But anyway, we got to get off this the podcast. Unfortunately,
I thought we were off the podcast a long time.
well, I mean, we've been chatting, but I think maybe the cameras are still on. But I appreciate everyone that's watching for the second time. This is just an extra. This is a little bonus section. So
what we do.
appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.